All right, ladies and gentlemen, testing 1, 2, 3. There we are. We are live. The Eastern Conference Finals is about to start up. Lock in, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Final Four for the NBA. So this is it. Start counting the days. How many possible even games of basketball do we have? I guess going into the Final Four, 21 possible games of basketball left, chat. I mean, not that much. Not that much. You guys are like, I'm like, hey, wait a second. We can make the season longer, chat. Break it up into 2 parts. I don't know. I just, shout out basketball, shout out the NBA. But we've got night 2 of the foul baiting superstar. Last night it was Shea. Tonight it's Jalen Brunson. Last night they tricked us, chat. We thought that we were getting a good game. It was competitive there for a second. But this one, it's going to be confusing to see what happens because neither of these teams are used to actually having the lead, chat. Which of these teams wants to win the game, or one of these teams has to spot one or the other, the 20-point lead, in order for them to make it entertaining and make the deficit? I don't know how necessarily this one's going to play out, chat, but we hate to derail this one with some non-basketball, some news, chat, but you click on the ESPN just to fire up the old box score, just to get ready to maybe watch a couple of Stephen A versus Mad Dog debate clips before you get ready for a Knicks game. And some sad news, chat. R.I.P. Jim Irsay. Jim Irsay, at 65 years old, has passed away. In the article, it does not say much more than that, which, again, respect to the family and their privacy at this time. And I mean, our thoughts and wishes are with him, Chad. This is, unexpected news. Again, an older guy, Chad, as well. But, 65 is not crazy. And I can't necessarily recall, again, I'm not necessarily the best at tuning in with some of this stuff, with some of the off stuff. I mean, you get invested in the fandom with all this stuff, and you just want to keep up with the news. So, if there was some health stuff going on, obviously, we had missed it, but it doesn't say anything was lingering in here or anything like that. And I'm trying to recall, maybe there was some medical things. I don't know, chat, but regardless, I'm sure that whatever the details will be released at some point. But yeah, chat, owner of the Colts, Jim Irsay, passed away, and minutes ago, chat. Minutes ago, I guess when the news release was made official as well too. So got the surviving family. I'm sure, the Colts standpoint, it'll be passed down in some type of way because, I mean, that's the way it's been for the Colts. Obviously, Jim Irsay took over from his father. His father famously, well, both of them, Jim Irsay's, chat, but his father is famously the one, or was his father like Bob Irsay or something? Let me see here. Did we get a dad? Oh, yeah, Robert Irsay. So he was Bob Irsay, chat. Bob Irsay famously packed up in the middle of the night and moved the Colts. He's got a whole section in here about relocating the Colts. I mean, there's a whole 30 for 30 on it. It is what it is, chat. But shout out, you don't think about it too much. I feel like for the most part, it is one of those things that was definitely like big news in the moment, but it hasn't necessarily aged as a crazy story. I mean, that is one of the things about 30 for 30s is sometimes they can highlight some of these forgotten stories as well too, or highlighting players. I mean, a guy like Marcus Dupree, chat, like that's just his college run alone. He should just, I feel like he had, if we remember the 30 for 30 correctly, he had good stats. Like, he's just the type of player that you're like, oh yeah, a good player like that should be remembered. But sometimes here, we're on the Pro Football Reference page. What were the college numbers? I think he was an Oklahoma Sooner, chat. But, or like the SMU stuff as well too. I mean, that stuff you still kind of hear about as well, because I feel like, we can't really speak on it too much, but I feel like that stuff still maybe, I guess I don't know what percentage of the ripple effects are still felt from all that stuff back in the day. But yeah, what was Dupree putting up, chat? 12th round pick back in the day. Okay, so 905 yards, 12 touchdowns at Oklahoma, Big 8. 7 yards a carry, chat. Kind of an early Ashton Jeanty, maybe. Oh, we don't have a you know, a height weight on our guy Marcus Dupree. But I thought that was a part of the storyline, as he was kind of chat closing out the tabs this early is crazy. I thought that was part of the storylines, that he was kind of, or Derrick Henry as well too, a taller running back, sort of an imposing specimen, more so than just the fact that he's just like a thicker dude, but also got the height to match as well too. So yeah, anyways, so it looked like his father, Bob Irsay, passed away in 97. So I don't know if that's exactly when Jim Irsay took over the Colts, because again, the team has been in the family for a couple of generations here now, chat. But Irsay was 12 years old when his dad acquired the Colts, after initially purchasing the Rams for $12 million and immediately swapping franchises with Colts owner Carroll Rosenblum. So, I mean, the Colts, there's definitely been some. I mean, Irsay definitely had some quotes and stuff in the last couple of years, and he was never like the biggest spender as an owner. But we always had great quarterbacks, and I feel like for the most part, his hiring was pretty good. I think he always got good. He had Poley in there for such a long time. And then again, Manning as well too. You go Manning to Andrew Luck to Anthony Richardson, Chad. I mean, that's gonna make up for a lot of mistakes in the team building stuff. But shout out to Anthony Richardson. But yeah, not really. If you're swapping if you're swapping franchises in the NFL, there's not necessarily a lose-lose situation there. I guess, if like Jerry Jones was like, hey, what's Cleveland or something, I guess you could throw out you're like, still, a ton of money, Chad. I get it's not $6 billion, it's only $4 billion or whatever. But still, if you start going like, okay, he traded the Baltimore Colts for like a pickleball team back in the day. I guess at this time, the NFL would have been again, you're paying $12 million. Even now, you're paying $12 million. Like, okay, you've done something right. I guess there's probably some pickleball teams out there. Pat Mahomes, did he buy into that pickleball team for more than $12 million, chat? I'd have to go back and do the math on the number. But do the Rosenblums, I guess, the Cronkies own it now. So did Rosenblum sell to Kroenke? Do we need to do a timeline of NFL ownership transfers, chat, and just go back and look at, oh yeah, remember when this, from $250K to $12 million to $500 million to what are we paying for now? I mean, NBA franchises going for like $6 billion. What did the Celtics go for? $6 billion? I forget. Last time we talked about the Celtics ownership thing, I think we said somebody else bought the Celtics who didn't. I forget. I looked up the owner's name as well too after that, because I was like, I definitely got it wrong. And I was like, oh yeah, you did got it wrong. And guess what, chat? I still don't know. Who is the Celtics' current owner. This guy needs to hold a press conference or something, so we can get a rec. I mean, I guess he did have introductory thing already. See, look at Google doesn't even know, chat. Oh, here we go. Bill Chisholm. There's no pictures of this guy. This guy doesn't exist. Wait, is this him right here, chat? Or is this the guy on the breakdown? Is this Chisholm? I think this is Chisholm. Yeah, is this a very, Wayne Manor-ish type rich guy aesthetic back here, chat? I don't know. Sort of the old school. Hey, old school wood's crazy. But you get what we're saying, chat, in terms of interior architectural design. Former Boston Celtics owner lists sprawling Massachusetts mansion for $38 million because it's too big. Chat, he just bought the Celtics. He's got to downsize a little bit. Even rich guys, chat. He's like, what do I want a $38 million mansion, or do I want to own the Boston Celtics? Hey, guess what, chat? I got to be honest. I think he made the right call. If we were playing with, $6 billion and $38 million and had to choose between, like, how do we split that up? I think pour as much of it into a sports franchise as possible. I don't need a house. We'll be at the arena, chat, grinding tape, Make no mistake, I think we'd actually go the other way and be the most annoying owner in the league. Just because we'd be trying to be too involved. That's because that's where Jerry Jones gets in trouble, right, chat? I guess. I don't know. Man, people are really into this mansion, chat. Half the pictures are of his mansion instead of actually. I mean, there's pictures of Steve Kerr and Brad Stevens on here. Dave Portnoy gets a picture before Chisholm. I mean, what kind of public appearances and pictures and all that stuff are, and again, Microsoft's search service here is probably a solid C- at best. But even still, chat, you would think that there'd be at least a little bit of something to at least go by. I don't know. Okay, wait, is there a sideline shot here of him at a game? Is this during the playoffs? It's him next to Wick, chat? In a jersey? Wait, whose jersey does he have on there? Does he have on Tatum's or Brown, chat? If he has on JB, it's like, okay, the core is safe, but he has Tatum, it's like, okay, makes sense. Or like Derek White. Maybe he's got Pritchard's jersey. He's like, just the heart and soul of the team, Peyton Pritchard. Love that guy. It's like, or you love the fact that he's 4 years, $7 million. He's going to be scoring 20 points a game next year with Tatum out, chat. Peyton Pritchard, shout out. But okay, I guess just this game appearance, or is this a different game? Yeah, I guess he doesn't have the jersey here, chat. No jersey. So mystery player or potential legend. It could have been like, I don't think that alternate black jersey with the green outline, I don't think that goes back to like Bird or even Paul Pierce and Garnett. Maybe Garnett did and Paul Pierce did play in those alternates. I don't remember exactly. But you would start getting into like Isaiah Thomas, Avery Bradley. Maybe Chisholm had an Avery Bradley. Beloved Celtic, chat. A Horford, it definitely could have been a Horford as well too. I mean, for your ranking beloved Celtics. Chat, we got to pay attention. Indiana's up 20-14 to start the game. Chisholm, what are we talking about, Chisholm? Well, we're talking about Irsay, chat. R.I.P. the beloved Jim Irsay. And again, the Colts, just there's a stability there as well too that we did have. Again, a lot of that has to do with the quarterbacks, but there was a lot of pieces in place and he was not too focused and not necessarily too worried about, or not too worried, but he would not be he would be patient with his moves as well with some of the front office guys and with the coaches. And while you're like, okay, maybe the fans can get a little antsy and like, maybe we need to make a move. You do, of course, need time for the chemistry and these things to develop and these things to actually form into championship level things. And he would actually, Chad, give his front office people and his coaches and all that stuff space to work with a little bit. Everybody in there had I think a pretty, again, decent run. And again, no, outside of maybe a couple of seasons, like that one season and that's usually where it is. Like how many 3-win seasons does a coach get before they get fired? But there was a lot, of course, those 11-10 win, a lot of division titles. Chat, make no mistake, Irsay, he loved hanging a division title banner. If there's one thing that he definitely left in his legacy in the league is the division title banner. That's for sure. But just one of the most stable, consistent organizations over especially the last, if with his dad passing in 97, and I don't, again, know necessarily the timeline of him taking over there, but just if you looked at this century, again, a lot of it coinciding with the quarterbacks, it has been a really, really great run as well, too. Oh, here we go, chat. So Irsay took over management of the club in 95. Yeah, so the last 30 years. I mean, according to Pro Football Reference, 250. Oh, chat, they got the Pro Football Reference in the Wikipedia. This is great. IT, are you guys editing these Wikipedia pages for us beforehand? Look at this. This is crazy. Fourth most in the NFL over that time frame. Yeah. Is there a stat head on here? I guess we could log in and, look it up ourselves. But just give us the other three. What are they? The team has won 10 divisional titles, 18 playoffs, 2 Super Bowls, and then, of course, the Super Bowl win versus the Bears. The Colts won 115 regular season games from 2000 to 2009, which is the second most in a decade by any NFL team, chat. Any NFL team. I can't imagine maybe. Oh, StatMuse. Here we go. Is StatMuse going to be accurate with this? Oh, the Patriots in the 2010s as well, too. I guess games played is going to help, because I was going to say maybe some of like the 70s Steelers or 70s Cowboys, but yeah, I mean, the 70s Cowboys only played 144 games compared to the Patriots at 160. So again, the Patriots, I guess it's not win-loss percentage. It's just wins. Win total, yeah. Games, loss, ties. Yeah, ties definitely more common as well, too. I guess, 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, this is Steelers in 2010s. 102 wins. So did the Steelers in the 2010s, in the 2000s, have more just total wins than the Steelers in the 70s? Oh, chat, paywall. That's crazy. But yeah, they're not on here, so very well could be. Oh, here they are, chat. 99, yeah, 99 total wins for the Steelers in the 70s. 99 and 44 compared to 102 and 57 in the 2010s. And obviously with Roethlisberger and stuff, they were a really good regular season team as well. It's not like they were not winning a ton of games. So I guess we don't necessarily know, like, did they win a couple of those Super Bowl years as maybe more of a 10-ish win team, or kind of hovered in that range instead of being, because they did kind of get there with Roethlisberger again, kind of in the 2010s and stuff. What Brown especially in that whole offense, like they were kind of, and that's why some of the playoff stuff was a little bit like, oh, what's going on here? But they were 11, 12, 13 wins every season, like really up there, almost one seed ish every a couple of seasons there, anyways. But Indiana up 7. Mikal Bridges, who's in this game, chat? Mikal Bridges slicing to the rim. There we go. 27-22. 5-point game. So Robinson chasing Halliburton on the perimeter. Halliburton airballs the tough 3, chat. Again, Robinson, of course, a big piece, important piece of the Knicks defense and his switchability in that Celtics series. But maybe it would feel like the Pacers, weirdly enough, chat, maybe they don't get into the same bad habits that the Celtics do sometimes. I mean, the Celtics, of course, the individual talent of the Celtics players is what it is. But the Pacers, there could be a ball movement thing and still like swinging and off of these drives and kicks and off of these switches that is still present when maybe the Celtics can kind of just look to attack and settle. And I guess maybe they should attack instead, but where they're just kind of settling off the mismatch for a top 3. And again, Mitchell Robinson's just playing good defense as well too, so you got to give him credit. And Halliburton there is settling, so it's not like the Pacers were proving themselves to be better on the offense, on that possession. But I feel like they could get into that rhythm a little bit more. Nembhard getting the ball there. Maybe he gets into his little point guard bag. Taking Robinson off the dribble. So, yeah, there he is. Robinson off the dribble and just the interior pass to Thomas Bryant. 29-22. I guess we haven't been paying attention, chat. Has he been cooking him already? It could be the case. But rest in peace, chat. R.I.P. Jim Irsay. Legendary stuff. One of the legendary owners. Is he a Hall of Famer, chat, actively? I mean, I imagine he will be, of course. Deserves the status. One of the more influential, powerful owners in the league as well too, of course, especially in the last handful of years. So sad stuff, chat. Hopefully, thoughts and prayers with everybody in the situation there. But if we could just focus as well, as we move on to Pacers, Knicks, and the Eastern Conference Finals, and they also did give Shea MVP as well too, chat. Again, just pivoting back to basketball news and the rest of the sports world. But, I think that the Shea MVP thing, and it does feel like, have they given it out a little bit later this year compared to some? I don't know. I feel like maybe the divisional round was the round that they handed out some of the MVPs in the past. So I don't know if they were waiting for something in particular, chat, or whatever. Maybe the votes weren't actually finalized before the end of the season. They were actually just waiting. But I don't know if they released the results yet either as well too. I just saw the post in the headlines that Shea actually got the award. And they had it on the broadcast, of course, but we had it kind of volume off there for a second, so I don't really know what happened. But Shea, I mean, I think that the concern was honestly never. I mean, it was maybe a tiny bit Shea, like what happens with Shea in the playoffs, but I think the concern was obviously more what happens with Jokic in the playoffs. And Jokic is just having this great all-time regular season, these all-time stats, his impact on the team, like he's never been asked to do more and carry more of a burden than, Chad's not even, I guess using basketball terms, you say carry a load. Ayo, pause. But not even a load, Chad, in this team. It's just more of a burden trying to drag this team into the playoffs. But it did seem like, okay, yeah, obviously this is historic MVP stuff for a guy who's already been an historic MVP. Is he just going to go into the playoffs and just rip through again? Again, if he takes this team on a playoff run, which, maybe taking them as far as they did, who knows, Chad? The team was playing well there too in some of the games. So you got to give him credit. But it's like, okay, if he just rips off this massive playoff run, then we're gonna feel really stupid having given, not feeling stupid giving Shea the MVP, but not giving it to Jokic, and just Jokic proving that he is actually the most valuable player in the league once again, and then in just this most undoubtable way than ever before. But Shea, of course, really clutch in that finals in his scoring and the way they drove the offense through him in a primary way that, again, maybe was a little bit more reliant than some of just the team-focused label stuff that they were getting. That is more of a defensive thing for them than it is the offense. It is the defense, and then the offense can be Shea getting you these buckets in these last couple of minutes. But it's like, okay, it's aging well instantly as an MVP. That they got the win over the Thunder. They looked good in Game 1 versus Minnesota. Shea looked really good. And again, Jokic proved that, he's Jokic, Chad. Obviously, there's the little, Game 7 3-point stuff that's going on as well. But at the end of the day, we're still talking about Jokic here, and he's still proving himself to be that just most impactful guy almost in the league outside of him and Giannis. And shout out to the 6 Trophies pod. I was listening to them. Shout out to Shea Sharano. But I guess last time we were taking points from Jason, the other co-host. So I guess if you guys aren't familiar with the 6 Trophies pod. But I guess this time, chat, we're stealing from the other one. And he was saying that it's an interesting take. I mean, we were giving Caruso, of course, credit in the moment for his defense on Jokic and just doing an incredible job. And, again, we just have Jokic and Giannis in this other tier, above all these other guys that we're kind of not thinking to bump them down the tier in any way just because of that. But he was saying that he's like, can Jokic be the best player in the league if you can put Alex Caruso on him and Alex Caruso can play good defense? Again, maybe it just speaks Caruso's defense. But, would Giannis let Alex Caruso play good defense? I guess the thing is with the way Caruso played defense on Jokic, I almost kind of think he could, not stop Giannis. But if there's okay, which guard, which under 6'5" player do you want in the league? I guess maybe 6'5" and under. Maybe Caruso is 6'5". But which of those guys in the league do you at least want to try? It's like, okay, at this point, obviously, with what we've seen, probably going to lean out Alex Caruso. But we probably should have thought of that, chat, in the moment. And, just go ahead and give Giannis the title there as the best player in the league. Totally deserving of it. Deuce McBride for 3. Mitchell Robinson? That was not Mitchell Robinson. The headband game, chat. But, what just happened? What happened to our second TV? We lost the live stream. Hey, yo, chat. Hey, yo. Fortunately, the game is still cooking. But maybe this is an opportunity to scan the old ESPN Plus and see if there is... Because somebody was trying to tell us, no basketball, maybe some playoff hockey. I was like, I don't know. And, I could just be... Oh, here we go. We do. Maybe we actually go playoff hockey, chat. Oilers versus Stars. They're saying we can watch this with our ESPN Plus. So here we go, chat. We're throwing it on. Hopefully it's a good game. We'll see. 3-3. Oh no, 3 shots. 0-0 in the first. I was like, in the first quarter right away. First period right away. But no. So hey, we get to see at least what happens in this Oilers versus Stars game. Western Conference Final Game 1. Okay, so they're also in the conference finals. I guess the hockey playoffs and the NBA playoffs do kind of go at the same time there, chat, a little bit. But what are we saying? Baseball, hockey, Brunson, Mitchell Robinson, Deuce McBride, 3-pointers. Josh Hart taking his turn for 3. Right over Obi Toppin. Chat, are the Knicks out for revenge on Obi Toppin? What did he do? Obviously, played in New York, but I think he was Obi Toppin seems like a chill guy. Seems fun. Oh, McConnell misses the free throw. McConnell. The fundamentals are supposed to be your game. Yikes. What are we doing? 31-30, still the first quarter. So a little bit of a high-scoring first quarter. I mean, I feel like the Knicks, as much as maybe they do want to play, and not maybe a slower, defensive type game. I mean, they do have obviously good defenders on the team. In guys like, they Hart and Bridges and stuff can really lock in. Like we're singing Mitch Robinson's praises on defense as well too. But there is a slower pace maybe that they want to play with, where it's letting, Brunson kind of operate a little bit and giving him space to cook and break down and find the right matchups. But I do feel like they are a little bit malleable as well too. I do feel like they can run with these teams a little bit. Maybe it's just them wanting to be malleable or just them falling into the play styles of the other teams. But I feel like they can, again, defensive battle, however you want to say it, but they can get in that grinded out type of game, because of Brunson's obviously clutch abilities. And if they're hitting the threes and they're spacing the floor and it's all cooking, the offense is there. They have really great offensive players. Towns, Brunson, Bridges, and then Josh Hart is maybe open for 3 in these situations if everybody's cooking and he's making the threes. And, Deuce McBride, if he's making threes, he's adding that floor spacing element as well. So maybe they can go toe-to-toe with Indiana. Obviously, if it's going to be... And Indiana was good defensively this year as well, too. I mean, Russillo made sure to... he's pointing it out, Chad. Definitely one of his favorite things to mention. But the Pacers were, of course, good on defense this year. So that is something in their bag they can rely on. But they are still, I think, fundamentally... And it's just... Fundamentally, you're going to be what your best players are as well, too. And Halliburton's sort of a quicker paced floor spacer type guy, and Brunson's a little bit of a slower paced, break it down, get the right read. And, Halliburton's obviously making the reads as well, too. It just seems like it's at a little bit of a different pace, like we're saying. But we've got Rick Brunson making the subs, chat. Nobody giving Rick Brunson a look for head coach, I guess? Did he get any interviews? Is he lead assistant? I don't know necessarily all the lead assistants in the league, chat, but you just watch, I guess, most active assistant coaches. The ones doing a lot of standing up and pointing and getting in the head coach's ears in the game. That guy's probably trying to be a head coach at some point. So Indiana right down the floor, chat. 34-33. New York had a little bit of they had a 1-point lead there. Finally. But McConnell on Brunson, he can't keep up, chat. That matchup is not going to work. Brunson can just take McConnell right to the basket. Easy layup. McConnell, of course, pesky defender. There's going to be times where maybe he stays in front or has quick hands or something. But for the most part, Brunson's too physical, chat. Brunson's got a little bit of, obviously, that forward physicality. He's not necessarily just a guy you can guard with guards. Siakam on him here to end the quarter. Yeah, Nesmith obviously is a guy that... Oh, Hart attacking. He gets the foul on Thomas Bryant. But Nesmith is a guy, of course, because of that you probably rely on Brunson more. So at the end of the games, then he kind of cheats you as a backcourt-ish player in a way. But soaring in, chat, Josh Hart. Not necessarily looking poster there. Maybe for a second we were in poster territory. But, oh, wait a second. Oh, game 6, the triple-double. I was like, he's cooking in this first quarter? Not quite tonight. But nothing's off the table. We're still early in the game. 35-34. Another missed free throw. Balancing it out, chat. I don't know if these teams have been free throw heavy teams. Like we're saying, Brunson, of course. A little free throw merchant-y, chat. Brunson can buy a couple of free throws. over the course of a game. But so far, 2 for 6 for the Knicks, 3 for 4 for the Pacers. So the Pacers only just the McConnell chat. He's messing up their perfect record. So there we go. McConnell just, I don't know, chat, just giving up the last second and a half, I guess, on the inbound. It is what it is. But first quarter over, Knicks up by 2, chat. Pacers 34, Knicks 36. So Knicks, of course, are at home for the next game. Oh, here we go. Yeah, last 2.1. They ran the buzzer there. I didn't know what happened. Neesmith's going to get a half court. Oh! Josh Hart on the hip check. There is a little bit of a case maybe for a foul. If there's, end of quarter situation, the half court shot, they're like really probably not trying to call a foul there. But Josh Hart with the hip check on the half court 3 by Aaron Nesmith, chat. Definitely, good defense. That forces the miss on the half quarter. Shout out Josh Hart. 0-0. Doubt the Stars in a power play, chat. Uh-oh. Hopefully wait, does that mean the Stars? That mean the Oilers have less players. Yeah, I guess we could just count. The Oilers have 4, so it's 5-4. Or do you count the goalie? I think you count 5-on-4. You count the guys skating up and down the ice, right? I'm not going to say in play, because again, the goalie's like in play. But I think it's 4 skaters to 5 skaters is basically the ratio for power play. So Dallas, hopefully they're able to capitalize. Oilers, lock in the power play. Okay, chat, first quarters, we're watching the NBA game. It is what it is. But wait, we need a quick break. Second quarter, Knicks Pacers, chat. It looks like at least, like last night, the game was close. We'll see if second quarter, it doesn't spiral out of control. Okay, chat, while we're still in the first half here for the game, assuming we're going to we still give the game the benefit of the doubt, assuming that the second half is going to be close and that there's going to be drama. I feel like for this one, there may be. Oh, shout out to Larry David at the game as well, too. He may mention, I mean, there's even more Knicks fans, chat, at the game. John Hamm, people that weren't even Knicks fans are now just Knicks fans. I mean, Larry David, of course, a Knicks fan. But they showed him before the game, and he was talking. I mean, I guess he wasn't talking. Larry David's never talking to somebody. Somebody's just always talking to Larry David, and he's just standing there, sitting there, whatever. But there was this lady trying to, I don't know if she was spitting a little game at Larry David or what the situation was. But, I mean, it looked like classic Larry David, like, I don't want to be in this conversation. And, just with anybody. Like, I don't want to be talking to anybody right now. Just let me watch the game. Let me watch the players warm up. But it's like, oh, Larry David. Okay, just at the Knicks game. Can't even help himself. I think Larry David is kind of one of those guys. I'm not a guy that necessarily knows all the Hollywood stories, chat, but and again, I don't know if like we're hearing something, if we're just like remembering something subconsciously that we heard on like a Norm Macdonald podcast. It's like, okay, well, if we heard it from Norm, is that a trusty source? I don't know if we could, if Woj had heard a piece of news from Norm, I don't know if he could cite that as like a credible source back in the day. But I do think Larry David is one of those guys like, oh, I was at this after party and Larry David was there, and then all of a sudden Larry David wasn't there and two of the other girls weren't there. And it's like, what happened? It's like, oh, Larry David. I see. But again, it's Larry David. So what do you expect, Chad? What do you expect? I guess, again, I don't know the full history of Larry David either. So again, be careful, his relationship timeline. So be careful. Fact check us and then go back and edit anything out you need to there. But while we are in the second quarter here, I feel like we do need to go back a little bit. Oh, Anunoby, chat. Swishing the three. I feel like I feel, chat, pause. Do we feel a lot of things right now? But I feel like Anunoby did cool off a little bit in those last couple of games. Do we just do a quick stat check on Anunoby? It's going to be stats here for a second, chat. But let's start just OG Anunoby on a big part of the first. I think game one, if I'm not mistaken, was his best scoring game. Oh no, I got it flipped around, chat. It was the last game. Game one was his worst scoring game, 5 points. But he was good defensively that game. Then the last game was his best scoring game, 23 points. Also a 20-pointer in the game 3 win at Boston, 4 for 8. So just a little, I guess, up and down in the series. From 3, 1 for 4, 0 for 2, 4 for 8, 1 for 5, and then 4 for 13. I guess is not even still a great game, but I'd have to go back and double check the shot chart where some of those threes a little bit later as well. But offensively, I think the upside of the Knicks 5 is still the highest upside. And I don't know, we do know, Chad. We've, at least seen them for this year. But they haven't quite, I think, offensively tapped into all the stuff that, they have the skill to just, a guy like Anunoby can hit a big three-pointer when you need him to, and then Brunson can be so clutch as well, too. But, yeah. Like we said, the Knicks haven't been in the conference finals in 25 years, technically. I guess, is it 24 years since they've been? Is the active drought. Again, shout out to the 6 trophies, chat. There was another funny stat they had on the pod where the Knicks are the only team, the Knicks are the only team left of the Final Four that have a championship in their history, but they also have the longest championship drought because the other teams, the Thunder were the Sonics, of course, but the Thunder, they're kind of its own franchise, of course, after they moved. And the Timberwolves and the Pacers, I guess the Pacers were an ABA team, right? So, but were they formed as an ABA team after the Knicks won the title? I guess, okay, chat, we're going to the Pacers real quick just to double check. Oh no, they were around in 68. 68 to 76 would have been the ABA run, and then 77 to 2025 would be the current NBA run that they're in. The Knicks won the title in 72-73. The first final they won in 69-70. Okay, I knew there was a 60s finals in there somewhere. We put too much history on them, chat. 72-73 is the last time that they actually won the championship. And, again, look at the 80s run here, chat. There's some Rick Pitino is this Stu Jackson, if I'm remembering correctly, to Pat Riley, to Don Nelson, to Jeff Van Gundy. So a pretty credible run of coaches. Obviously, the run in this past century has not been so great, chat. The Mark D'Antoni to Mike Woodson to Derek Fisher to Jeff Hornacek to Dave Fizdale run, not as successful as the run that we just mentioned. Who's Chaney, chat? This is Don Chaney. Shout out Don Chaney. Looks like he had a little bit of a run as a head coach. Was a 40% career win percentage as a head coach. Okay, so maybe not locking him in for a playoff spot every year. But made the finals, of course, in 93, 94. And then, made the finals in 99, 98, 99 when they lost to the Spurs that year. But then what happened to the team, chat? What happened to the team? What happened between Latrell Sprewell and Linsanity? Oh, Rick Brunson. You forget he played, chat. More than a Knicks legend just being a coach. Ewing still hanging around in year 14. Larry Johnson. Year 8? He was on the Knicks? I don't know exactly how many years Larry Johnson played. I don't think he had a 20-year career. Okay, yeah, he only played 10 years. Retired at 31. I guess I don't know if he had some injury stuff as well, too. I know there was a injury. I just don't know exactly his timeline. But you always hear him say, Larry Johnson was... He just kind of... I feel like he gets lumped into the mix for the guys that... they got to the Knicks at kind of their end of their career. And again, you look at his numbers, they are what they are, I guess. But, the Knicks got him at 27, chat. It's not like, hypothetically, he couldn't be at the peak of his powers. Latrell Sprewell, year 7. Latrell Sprewell and Larry Johnson, Marcus Camby, chat, all hanging out. 2000, 2001. I don't know why we just have to skip over that year. Necessarily. They were still a 48-win team that year. Still a lot of those guys. Travis Knight, chat. We forgot about Travis Knight. Chris Childs out of Boise State. Othella Harrington? You forget about Othella Harrington, chat. Big O. Wait, Big O? That's not Oscar? I guess the nicknames aren't necessarily like one for one. But if you go Big O, you don't get Oscar, chat? Oh, you get a couple. Shaq, Moses Malone? But yeah, Oscar, Big O, Mr. Triple Double, Ozzy, and Oscar the Grouch as well too, of course, for our guy Oscar Robertson. Big O, not necessarily Shaq is, I guess, A.O. Big, and he's got an O in his name. Moses Malone sort of sounds like Big O, but not necessarily a nickname for him either. Chairman of the boards, though, of course, all-time nickname for our guy Moses Malone. But Big O for Othella Harrington. Eric Strickland. Oh, Luke Lockley, chat, year 9. Glenn Rice, year 11. Okay, this team was stacked with veterans. Charlie Ward, year 6. Chat, how did this team only win 48 games? Lost to the Raptors in 5 in the first round of the playoffs. 01-02. They're down to Sprewell, Shannon Anderson, Marcus Camby still. Houston, Kurt Thomas, just Knicks legend. Clarence Weatherspoon. Oh, Mark Jackson, chat. Putting up an 8.7 assist season at 34 years old. I think back on the New York Knicks at this point. Making a little bit of a return. Okay, we're in the Don Chaney era. Howard Isley. Definitely a name you hear Knicks fans bring up. 37 wins. 39 and 03-04. Made the playoffs, got swept by the Nets. Isaiah Thomas was running the team at this point. They're just cycling through head coaches. 3 head coaches in a season. Don Chaney. Did it go Don Chaney to Herb Williams to Lenny Wilkins? Herb Williams, the one-game interim, and then they hired Lenny Wilkins. Oh, yeah. And then back to Herb Williams, chat. He knew what he was doing. He was playing the long game. He's like, I've been around this team. Lenny Wilkins not going to last. I'll have this job again in no time, and there he goes, chat. But this is the Marbury era. 20 points a game from Marbury. Allen Houston. Keith Van Horn. Tim Thomas. Penny Hardaway. 42 games for the Knicks. 9 points a game. Nazir Muhammad. Oh, speaking of the Knicks, chat, up by 1. Campaign, are we locking in for this possession? Is this a Carl Towns 3? No, it's a campaign drive. It's a campaign missed layup, and it's out of bounds. I think it's Pacers ball. It might still be the Knicks. I think they might get that off the rebound. But 22 guys logging minutes, chat, for the Knicks this year. But we have to make it to the Melo season. Because shout out to Melo, man. People, again, he didn't make a conference finals, unfortunately. But he did have some playoff runs in there. Did have some great seasons. is a Knicks legend, is still a beloved guy. I think, there's some weird stakes stuff to his career, to his performance, to the playoff stuff that how does it all line up? 26 games for Jalen Rose at 12.7 a game. Channing Frye, 5th in Rookie of the Year voting. 12.3 points a game for the Knicks. And Eddie Curry, Quentin Richardson, Steve Francis, Jamal Murray, Stephon Marbury, Nate Robinson. Is this like a 2K legendary team? This might be like I guess maybe not at 23 and 59. But that's like a weird, fun team, chat. I don't know. I'd like to see this. I'd like to run this lineup in 2K a couple times. I guess maybe you could find a way to workshop that lineup on the blacktop somewhere. But 06, 07, Crawford, Marbury, Curry, Quentin Richardson still. Jared Jeffries hanging out, chat, 33 wins. Isaiah Thomas just still the head coach, still hanging out. 35 wins apparently. Not even 35 wins. 32 wins is enough. Just run it back every year. Ronaldo Balkman, Fred Jones, David Lee, a young David Lee as well too, getting some 6th man of the year votes. Okay, so now we flip to D'Antoni, chat. In 08-09, Chris Duhon, Zach Randolph 11 games, Jamal Crawford 11 games, Harrington, David Lee, Wilson Chandler, Nate Robinson, Larry Hughes. Oh, Gallinari on the team, Anthony Roberson, Courtney Sims, Malik Rose, Eddie Curry, 3 games played. Yeah, his time was running out in 08-09, chat, that's for sure. 29 wins in 9-10. David Lee, Wilson Chandler. Oh, T-Mac. This is 24 games for T-Mac, 9 points a game. So, 18 points a game combined between Penny Hardaway and T-Mac. Not bad, chat. T-Mac at 30, though? Yikes, chat. T-Mac was 9 points a game at 30? Is that true? I guess, fortunately for him, he did get into the league at 18. Did he go to college? Or was he just out of high school? No, he was out of high school. Because Vince, of course, went to North Carolina. But I guess T-Mac didn't. And Vince, was he 96 draft? 98 draft, yeah, so he was the draft afterwards. So I guess maybe they changed the rules of that. But maybe no, because Dwight Howard in 04 was out of high school. I don't know. Maybe, Vince probably was already in college in 97 as well, too, at this point. I guess, I don't know. Was he just a one and done at North Carolina? What was the Vince UNC run here real quick? How many years? But I thought maybe he was a junior. I feel like that's a typical North Carolina run at 2 or 3 years. Not the one and done. Yeah, junior, chat. 3 years at North Carolina. 15.6 points a game that last season. 15 points, 5 rebounds. 59% from the field. 41% from 3 that last year. 44 for 107. So yeah, he took as many as he did the year before. Just, what you want to see, chat. The makes climbing up. But got to 15 a game by 20. And then basically 21 to 27 years old had his entire run, chat. 27 a game, 43% from the field, 34% from 3. But 27 a game is pretty crazy. We could even go the 21 a game in here. Yeah, that's only going to bring it down to 26.3 points per game. And percentages, honestly, still kind of the same. The 3-point percentage does take a little bit of a hit. He's only 29% in this 07-08 season. But shout out T-Mac. Obviously the peak of T-Mac's powers is 32 a game, chat. The free throws, get into the line, his aggressiveness, his athleticism and attacking, he's one of the scariest offensive players from the two guard position that the league has had. But just a guy that, of course, was really impactful there for only a couple year stretch. It looked like at least at the peak of his powers, at least before he got to the Knicks in 2009, 2010. But he had already kind of been hanging around on Houston at this point. The numbers fading a little bit. So, I'm not saying they traded like 3 first-round picks for T-Mac as well, too. Could have been a very reasonable way to acquire him. But, yeah, you don't think of him being kind of cooked up like that at 30 years old, chat. You think maybe mid-30s for our guy T-Mac? have a little bit more of a run. But again, it's just more to speak to his legendary status. It's just, oh wait, that guy had that kind of mythology about him, and he just had that like 7-year peak. But Melo gets to New York in year 7. So he gets there halfway through the 2010-2011 season. He plays 27 games with this team that year, 26 a game, 46% from the line, 42% from 3. And Amari was 50% from the field, 50-40 for our guy Amari. Only a third attempt of a 3 a game. So he was taking a 3 one every 3 games basically. But he was making a 3 one every 9 games. Well, a little bit more than that. One every, not even 6 games. A little bit less than that, chat. One every 7 games, he was making a 3-pointer. One every 3 games, he was taking a 3-pointer. But, oh, what's going on? Brunson, somebody scores, chat. 10-1 run for the Knicks. 51-46. Uh-oh. Okay, wait, we'll lock in quick. We'll get back to Melo. Don't worry, Melo. Any chance to look at the stats, we'll look at the stats. But 6 minutes left in the second quarter. The Knicks going on a run. The defense taking it in transition. Josh Hart to Campaign. You know he's going to fire a 3. Oh, chat. Campaign doesn't have any momentum right now. Campaign's trying to swing the momentum. Obi Toppin just missed the dunk. Obi Toppin. He's channeling that old New York Knicks energy, chat. He sucks again. Hey, up, bud. Shout out to Obi Toppin, Karl Anthony Towns for 3, 54-46. The Knicks. The Knicks up by 8. Obi Toppin, chat. Back iron. Tough scene for Pacers fans. But Melo this year, they got swept by the Celtics. I mean, 2010-2011, chat. Yeah, they wouldn't have won the title this year. I guess this would have been the Miami. Yeah, this would have been the Dirk year. So that would have been Miami to the East. That would have been LeBron in 6. Or in that game 6 anyways. Did it go to 7, that series? Oh, I guess we were looking right at it there, chat. I don't know why. Clicking on the Heat would make it different. But yeah, I guess this was 5. So is this the next season that 6-pointer? So the next season they would have gone to 7. And then LeBron in 2011-2012. Yeah, 45 points in game 6. 45 and 15, chat. Led the series in scoring in basically every game. Except Rondo putting up a 44 in game 2. Chat, we might have to go back and rewatch one of these games. A classic Rondo versus LeBron showdown. Rondo is sneaky one. I don't even know if it's sneaky. I mean, the people that, if you know, chat. But Rondo's sneaky one of the good rewatches in NBA history. I mean, that's the thing with Jokic as well, too. Anybody that can control the offense to that level, it's what they're going to be able to do. And, those non-scoring factors, I guess, just in general. So for a guy like Rondo specifically, it is in his playmaking as well. But when he had these just incredible offensive performances, because he was kind of a, he wasn't necessarily a shot maker, a guy with a bag. Like, he was a little bit of a little bit kind of street ballish, if that's the right way. Halliburton's just not cooking for 3 right now, chat. Was that another air ball? Did he get rim? Hey, yo. Campaign. Luckily, Halliburton's out there playing against Campaign right now because he's balancing it out. Campaign, pass the ball. Is Brunson in the game? Get the ball to Towns or something. Towns with the help block. Campaign, settle down. Yikes. But, of course, Rondo could get to the line. He could hit a couple of 3s, but he just had that creative layup package. Just a bunch of, fun dribble moves. Again, the passes were always insane. So, -4 in this game. The bench, chat, Michael Petrus. I guess these guys weren't really doing much. 18 seconds, that was the end of the game or something. Oh, overtime, maybe? But Brandon Bass, 8. Paul Pierce, 21. Garnett, 18 and 8. 0 blocks for Garnett. Oh, we need to see some Garnett defense in the rewatch as well, too. We want to see some flying around in the interior, chat. Hey, yo. But yeah, iconic game. So, anyways, the season before that, they eliminate Carmelo from the playoffs. Are we on the right season? Oh, no, 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 no. Here we go. This is the season that they eliminate Carmelo from the playoffs. Still the season after the one that we were referencing, with LeBron putting up the 42 in Game 6. And we hit the 5-minute mark, 5:04, as Brunson drives in. I guess he throws the ball out of bounds, trying to get it to Deuce McBride at the 5-minute mark of the second quarter. But they still would have had, Rondo, 10th in MVP voting this year, a first-team all-defensive performance from Rondo, 47% from the field, 10 and 11 and 2.3 steals, 16 a game from Ray Allen, 19 a game from Paul Pierce, 15 a game from Kevin Garnett. And they even had to let Big Baby Davis cook a little bit, chat. Glenn Davis was getting 10 shots a game in 2011. I mean, Rondo, again, maybe wasn't always as focused on the scoring, but you think going back, like, could have taken a couple more shots. Like, what kind of look? Maybe Glenn Davis just wide open looks around the basket. He's not necessarily taking threes. I think he felt like a guy that could have tried it. I don't think, maybe we're thinking of Maurice Spates, but I think Glenn Davis would have had the confidence to step out and try to take a couple of threes. What's the rebound? 5.5 rebounds. Garnett with a 15 and 9, like we were saying. So here, what was this series, Chad? Sorry, Knicks fans, to have you relive the pain, but you're in the conference finals right now. You're up by 5. You're at home. You got all your celebrities, fans, courtsides. Is Chalamet at the game, or is Chalamet filming? Is Chalamet filming a movie? I mean, I guess he's always filming a movie. He's working, Chad. He's pretty popular actor, I think, so he's usually going to have a job right now. But he also, of course, just had Bob Dylan and Dune both released pretty recently. So maybe he's just in between waiting stuff for cook up. Maybe just the table read process of the next movie and haven't really gone into the filming stages yet. So I don't know if he's on set anywhere. Oh, Nemhard. Speaking, oh no, not campaign chat. Mikal Bridges. McBride for 3. The Knicks, they need to get one of these momentum threes to go, chat. So this was a series that is one of those series, again, that may not get remembered for how close it is. Because looking at some of these scores, I mean, the Knicks are right here, chat. 85-87. You see, unfortunately, they gave up the lead in the fourth quarter. Outscored by 7 by Boston, 28-21. Amari with 28. Melo with a 5 for 18. 2 for 8 from 3, chat. And Amari, of course, his health just in general for the Knicks playoff run, just the Knicks run, but the playoff runs as well, too, could have been a very game-changing / title-contending team, because, I mean, that's two real guys, chat, in a way that, again, Melo played with some really good players, but to be able to contend for the title, you kind of need that second. You don't kind of need that second guy. You need either that second all-star, or you need, Jokic or LeBron, chat. And again, shout out to Carmelo. I think we have Carmelo as, high up on the legacy rankings as you could possibly put him. I'll have Melo 7 spots too high up on the rankings, just because, we're pro Carmelo Anthony, chat. But, and just in terms of carrying a team, obviously, there's 12-ish guys that you're just okay, it doesn't matter. Maybe this is the guy that it just could power the team to the finals. Maybe the list is a little bit larger now because of NBA history as well, too. And just, giving some guys some credit, Steph. But, is Durant in that mix? Durant, the totality of the career, is the legacy stuff's right up there with all these legends that we're mentioning. But it's okay, you put Durant with sort of the basic team. Is he going to be able to carry it in the same way that a guy like Moses Malone could? Even Steph, a guy like, we're saying, of course, Magic, Jokic, LeBron, all these great players. But if they have actually 2 All-NBA guys, Chet, now they're competing for titles. Now it actually makes sense. So injury history, of course, played a big part in the Knicks' history as well, too, leading up to this run. But this was a different type of thing, more so than just the play. I guess again, Amari kind of dinged up a little bit, but more so than just the player like being injured by the time he gets to New York. So game one was definitely pretty close in Boston as well too. I mean, game two also down by 3 in that game. Knicks actually winning the fourth quarter by 4. And an all-time Melo game, chat. Is this the best Melo playoff game? You know, -5, but a 36 on the game score. Hey, yo, 42 points, 10 of 11 from the free throw line, 4 of 8 from 3, 42 and 17. I mean, Melo's rebounding as well definitely goes underrated. You forget about the physicality that he played with. I mean, of course, he used it in the post-up game, but his rebounding was important. And I felt like you saw it a little bit when he started transitioning there at the end of his career, and maybe he was playing around the basket a little bit more as, you know, I'm trying to remember if he actually like played small ball 5 on some of those teams, but his role, you know, he was kind of more of a 3 a lot of the time. You know, you're playing with, he's on the court with Amari Stoudemire and Rony Tiriath. So that's another thing as well too. Like Melo is a weird time placement guy because, and the modern NBA is kind of hacked for success in that way as well too, where, you know, again, because of the 3-point shooting thing, you kind of wonder how a lot of guys could hang in the modern era. It's like, well, if they don't have the 3-point shot, how does it hold up? Or if you know, a guy like Melo, is he a 39% 3-point shooter throughout his career? No, you know, he's 35%. I feel like he might be a little bit more efficient on the catch and shoots. So like weirdly, it's like, okay, him in a catch and shoot role in 2025, actually he would be probably obviously pretty deadly in that. But oh, Chad, I just lost my train of thought. What was I going to say? Something pretty crazy about Melo's shot-making abilities with the three-pointer game. But oh yeah, with the modern NBA, if you're like, if he's not the best three-point shooter, can he hang? And you know, if you can't shoot threes now, but it's like, well, you know, maybe you need to make up a little bit more around him, but because of spacing, you know, you can afford to have a non-shooter out there in a way if the rest of the game is dynamic at that type of level. And not even just one, of course. You can have multiple if there's a defensive thing going on. If there's like, it can still work, chat. You don't have to be just a 3-point shooter, obviously, to make it in the modern NBA and be like a high-level successful player. But like we're saying, Melo with some of that catch and shoot stuff might have actually been extra deadly at it. And him with space to operate because of the 3-point shooting as well too around him would have maybe opened him up for more of the post-up stuff as well too, which is what I'm saying. Like, you put a guy like Melo in space in the modern NBA, and it's like, okay, well, maybe he himself is not the best spacing guy, but you're giving Melo space to operate. And that is a different thing than him with these not necessarily, like, who else is shooting 3-pointers? Like, literally, chat, like, Melo is the only guy in this lineup even taking 3-pointers. And they have to bring in Henry Walker off the bench, and this is 2011. This is 2011. You got, I guess, Landry Fields only, you know, Fields and Tiriath only taken 7 shots between the two of them. They're not really offensive guy. And speaking of Henry Walker, Chad, just in general, a brutal game. 0 for 11. Yikes. Do Knicks fans remember the name Henry Walker? You haven't heard, maybe for good reason, you know. We don't want him bringing up Henry Walker all the time. Just let him live in peace, chat. Hey, yo, Jared Jeffries 5 for 7 trying to do his part to balance it out. But you got Melo here, basically. I mean, do we have to go back and rewatch this game? We might add this one to the watch list, chat. Another great Rondo performance. So, oh, there we go. Checking a box there. Paul Pierce with 20. Garnett with 12. A block. 6 assists. So, a well-rounded Garnett performance. That could be very fun. Big Baby Davis. 2 for 3 in this game as well, too. Yeah, we might have to find this game on YouTube, chat, and throw this on in the background at some point. 42 and 17 for our guy Melo, but 3-point game. Not quite able to close it out. Do we just... a little play-by-play spoiler alert for the fourth quarter? What happened? Oh, did they have the lead? Did the Knicks have the lead? The Knicks had a multiple-point lead? Oh, chat. Look at this. Carmelo, we're not giving him credit. He had the lead against the Celtics. Well, look at him go. But there is something there, chat. He was balling out. The man was capable. Melo made a three-pointer here, put him up 3. Then Henry Walker missed a shot. Paul Pierce missed a shot. Tony Douglas, or is this Tony Douglas? Some Douglas. Let's see here. Yeah, Tony Douglas, Chad, of course. Who else could it be? Tony Douglas, turnover, steal by Rondo. Garnett dunk makes it 91-92. Mason for the Knicks misses a three-pointer. Offensive rebound, Knicks timeout. Mason misses a layup. Offensive rebound, Mason. They make a layup. 92-93. 19 seconds left. West into the game for Davis. Garnett makes a 5-foot shot with 2 seconds left. Turnover by Jeffries. Bad pass. A steal by Garnett. Personal foul by Melo. 2 free throws by West. Go up by 3 with 0.6 left, and then Walker misses a 3 from 63 feet. So the team just collapses around Carmelo Anthony, chat. Is this the Carmelo Anthony, LeBron, J.R. Smith game? Is this Carmelo Anthony game the LeBron James game of J.R. Smith games? If that's the right way to say that. I don't think it actually is, but is this his version of that game where he just goes stupid crazy and the team just at the end just totally, completely lays an egg and it's like, uh-oh, what just happened? But 3-point loss. Game 3 in New York did not turn out very favorably for him. Third quarter, pretty disastrous. Ray Allen and Paul Pierce going crazy in this one, chat. Oh, big 3-point shooting game. 8 for 11 and 6 for 8 combined. Early Splash Bros type stuff. I mean, if, again, modern NBA, like, those are 2 guys you put in the modern NBA. They're really having fun. And, again, Pierce almost went through the full cycle where he was taking too many threes back in the day. And then it's, scale it back, get to the thing where he's at 6.3 in up to 6 a game, chat. Whoa, crazy. In 2001, 2002, and then he goes 3 straight years less shots, I guess, in general. Do we go 3-point attempt rate, chat? Oh, wait a second. End of the half, last play, Turner for 3. He gets it off. Hey, oh! Not able to get it to go, but like we said, the Knicks matching them offensively, chat. They've got 70 points in the first half. And I guess maybe, we saw some of the stuff that the Cavs were able to do to the Pacers as well, too, getting those leads on them. Like, if the Knicks can actually have the clutchness to close it out, then, they're looking at a different story. But 69-62, basically 70 first half points for the Knicks. Shout out is pretty crazy. But 3-point attempt rate for our guy Paul Pierce. Let's see here, chat. Yeah, he's up to like a third of his threes a game, and then back down to a quarter, 23.9, 21, and then back up to a third in 06, 07, kind of through that range. And then 40% in the last couple of years, and up to even 60% in the really last couple of years. But he was, in his 277 minutes in the last year in the Clippers, his 60% of his shots were threes, I guess. But 6 for 8 for 3 in that game. Melo, 4 for 16, 15 points. Probably just worn out from the last game, Chad. He's like, you guys have to carry this one. I did everything I could. I left it all on the floor there last time. Still 11 rebounds, though. 15, 11, and 6. The playmaking, Melo. He's just copying all the great players. First, his LeBron game. This is his Jokic game, chat. Hey, yo. 15, 11, and 6. His Sabonis game, maybe. And losing in the playoffs. I think it's, 17 from Shane Williams off the bench. 10 from Roger. Oh, Roger Mason is Mason. Okay, chat. Shout out Roger Mason. So, yeah, Boston takes game 3 and goes up 3-0. And then game 4, New York once again, unfortunately, taken advantage of early, chat. Second quarter, not great for New York. Even though the third quarter, I guess the fourth quarter kind of they split, but the third quarter, they made a little bit of a push there. Garnett with 26 and 10. Rondo with 21 and 12. And Carmelo with 32, chat. 32 and 9. Give him a steal. And you do get Amari for... Do you get Amari for all 4 of these games here? Let me double check the actual series stats. It seemed like you did. Yeah, you do, chat. You actually do get the Amari Carmelo combination for this entire playoff series. So yeah, we might actually have to go back and rewatch some of these games just to watch that duo on the court together and see what's happening. Again, you got a trio, quadruple, whatever there in Boston that you're going up against. And Amari eventually kind of evens out a little bit as well, too. Only 38% from the field, 14 a game. I guess Melo as well, too. Only 37% from the field. 38% as a team. What was Boston as a team? 47% as a team. 46% from 3. New York, 34% from 3, chat. So it's kind of crazy that some of those games were close, honestly, with some of those numbers. But yeah, Boston, of course, with that combo, definitely a much more talented roster. And looking back, the Knicks roster, obviously way less threatening than maybe you're like, how did the Knicks not make any good playoff runs with Carmelo Anthony? It's like, well, you're running Tony Douglas, Roger Mason, and Landry Fields out there against Rajon Rondo, Kevin Garnett, and Paul Pierce. Like, it's just a little bit of a different matchup. But Melo for the playoffs this time, 5 games, 27 a game, 41% from the field, so he made it up across the 40-point threshold, 22% from 3. And speaking of J.R. Smith joins him on this team, 12 a game. So Amari does miss a playoff game here. He's 15 a game on 55%. But this would be Miami and LeBron, chat, his own buddy, taking him out in the finals. So once again, of course, LeBron and Wade and Bosh, like, super high-powered team. Wade at 50% from the field. And so same with Bosh. LeBron at 47, 35% from 3. But the efficiency from the rest of the crew there in this series is outstanding as well. Carmelo, I guess we just looked at those numbers as well. And in the individual games, Miami, very dominant, chat. Hey, yo. Very dominant. 67 to 100 in game 1. 104 to 94, and a 10-point win in game 2. Not impressive, chat. Only 10 points. Oh, here we go. 17-point win in game 3. New York, they do steal game 4, chat. Honorably, with dignity. 89 to 87, and then 106 to 94. They take them down in game 5. Melo with another crazy 40-point performance as well, too. 40 and 6 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, 20 and 10 from Amari on 8 from 13 from the field. So you kind of see that Carmelo was good for almost 40 points in just one of the playoff games in a given series. He's going to have one of those just absolutely bonkers, insane scoring performances, and nobody's going to be able to stop him. And if you can set yourself up to have a little bit of a team, I guess, success better in the other 3 games, then you're going to be cooking a little bit differently. Because again, not to say that Melo doesn't have the consistency, chat, but it's just he's a little bit more of the high-end talent, waiting for it to pop out, pause to battle some of these other top-end guys. But in the next season, they go 54 and 28. So this was their best regular season, their best playoff run as well, too, at least making it to the second round. And once again, facing the Pacers, losing in 6. Roy Hibbert, chat, Paul George, of course, unfortunately, young Paul George taking down Carmelo Anthony, 28 points a game that year, leading the league in scoring, 3rd in MVP voting, with J.R. Smith at 18 a game as his sidekick, Raymond Felton, Earl Barron, Tyson Chandler, 30 years old, Quentin Richardson, 32 years old, played 1 game, Jason Kidd, 39-year-old Jason Kidd, 35-year-old Kenyon Martin, Amari, 29 games played, not necessarily much to be seen outside of that. But again, this is literally like I think LeBron literally played with this roster: Raymond Felton, J.R. Smith, Tyson Chandler, and Iman Shumpert. I think that's literally a lineup that LeBron was in the finals with at some point competing against the Warriors against. So, not to say that it's not unfair. I would love to have LeBron level expectations of any player, I guess, Chad. But again, how many guys are actually LeBron that can just take these type of teams, just carry them into these massive playoff runs every single year? And it does seem like, for Melo, it's a little bit unfair, of course, to just say that and just lump it into all of the stuff where it's like the Knicks franchise, all the shortcomings, blah, blah, blah. They haven't made the playoffs and whatever. This franchise has been struggling in this way. And again, they struggled to build a title contender around Carmelo Anthony, but they didn't struggle to build a playoff team around Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony's a playoff guy himself, chat. Carmelo Anthony's taken this team to the playoffs. It doesn't even matter. And I don't know, I guess here, what was Paul George in this series? Because I know, some of the Pacers defense is what gets remembered. But 19-6, Hibbert 22-10. So on the glass as well too, just a dominant presence in general, chat. It is what it is. But halftime, 69-62, like we said. So quick halftime break, chat, and then we'll be back. Second half, we'll get to cooking right after this. Okay, chat, we're back. Stat check. Time to see what's going on in the first half. Halliburton, 2 for 6 from 3, 6 for 11. He is up to 14 for the game, though. Turner, 5 for 9. Neesmith, 3 for 3, 2 for 2 from 3, 10 points as well. So, we did say Turner with the 12 points offensively for the Pacers. And for the Knicks, Brunson with 18, of course, chat, 6 for 7 from the free throw line. Hey, yo, 6 for 11 from the field. Karl Towns, 5 for 7, 3 for 3 from the field, or from 3. OG Anunoby, 1 for 3. Campaign's 2 for 5. That's crazy that he's got the 2 on there as well, too, chat. But for Towns, of course, he didn't have a great three-point shooting series against the Celtics. So his ability to bounce back from that spot will be key against the Pacers as well, too. His ability to get looks there, I think, will be a little bit different. And again, the Pacers did have a good regular season defensive squad for sure. But with what we saw the Cavs be able to accomplish against this team through quarter-plus stretches of basketball where, again, were they building drama and suspense and waiting all the way up until the last moment? Or is there, something else with it? But Anunoby as well, too. He's only 1 for 5 in the first half, 1 for 3. Not even in the plus-minus, positively impacting the lineup, chat, when they are winning. So his defense and athleticism has still been there. You see 2 steals throughout the game. But offensively, they haven't even gotten much from him as well, too. So PJ Tucker, will they go PJ Tucker change up at some point? Third quarter, Pacers start storming back. That's the counter move. But, yeah, chat, this is going to be fun. Watching Brunson cook in the conference finals. Clutch player of the year. Him versus Shea, him versus Halliburton in these big fourth quarter minutes is going to be crazy. I mean, obviously, I think he's one of the most trusted, if not the most trusted star in the moment. But it's funny that do we trust him more than Edwards? I think the trust thing with Edwards is weird because, again, like Edwards, I think we all want to put him number 1 on the trust rankings, but we kind of have, between the star players, we might have to put him 4th in the performance rankings, chat. Hey, yo. Just again, they lost last game. Stats weren't great. It is what it is. Don't want to overreact. But Shea looks awesome. Halliburton hasn't been great in this game as well, too. Brunson looks awesome. So, he's still battling out. He could be over Halliburton through the first game of matchups if we're just ranking through the core players. But maybe just his streakiness as well, too. Like we're saying, I guess Halliburton through the regular season had some of that up and down shooting performances going as well, too. But yeah, again, Brunson just kind of stays right at the top of the mix, chat. Always reliable, always the main guy. And this has to be, is this the best playoff rivalry, or is this just the best rivalry in the NBA in general? But in the playoffs, is there a better rivalry than this rivalry? Because I think we would like to think of Celtics versus Lakers as that type of rivalry. But I don't know, chat. For some reason, I don't know if the Celtics and Lakers fans are actually rivals, to be honest. It's a weird thing. I think for sure the coastal stuff and, the legacy of Boston versus Los Angeles as a sporting event goes way back. So it could just be a thing to catch back up for that. But 62-69. Okay, chat. Third quarter underway. Anunoby, is he getting the first look? They drew up their Anunoby play? No, they drew up their Jalen Brunson play. Driving in, Josh Hart with the rebound. Anunoby, chat. Fire the 3. Fire away. He wants to settle. He wants to over-dribble. He wants to step way back out for 3 again. Oh, Anunoby, what are you doing? Is Bridges able to pick up the foul at the end of the shot clock? Oh, chat. It was either no, it might have been Josh Hart again. Hey, his activity chat. Oh, it's Bridges. Of course, the buddy chat. The buddy in the buddy cop movie. Bridges. Bridges and Hart. There's something with their chat. There's something there. Something that we'd have to put into the old chat GPT and say, give us a sitcom title with these two things. Again, it'll just be some other sitcom thing. It'll just be like All in the Family with a K in the middle. It's like, oh, okay. What are we doing here? But potential, I guess, not take the lead situation for New York, but potential ability to settle this game back down after the quarter intermission. They've gotten a couple of good transition type looks with the ball pressure and with the, you know, some of the full, not necessarily the full court stuff, but just with the commitment, chat. That's how you win these titles in these high school movies. You got to commit. Or just in general. You got to commit. Ananobi chat slams it home 71-62. Uh-oh, here we go once again. Don't have it happen again, chat. Not the dangerous third quarter where the superior team spirals out of control. Yesterday it was the Thunder. Okay, here we go. Driving layup. 64-71. This is the turning point, though. Nembhard on Brunson. Brunson operating the post. The back down to the face-up. The double. The pass to Hart. Anunoby wide open for three. Oh! He missed, chat. Great ball movement. Great pass on the inside. Back out on the outside. Oh, chat. Crazy. Crazy stuff. Josh Hart. He's a menace. He can't be contained, chat. Hey, yo. So we got Halliburton inbounding. Do they run the what's the inbound play for Halliburton? Just that little screen and switch? Nothing too crazy. Makes sense. Don't need to overcomplicate it. Oh, chat. Turnover? Going the other way? It's Josh Hart leading the break. Chat, can he take Nembhard off the dribble? I guess he can't dribble. It's easier to cross a guy over when you can actually cross over. Hey, yo, chat. I mean, you got to love the defensive effort, but you got a point guard? What's Brunson doing? What's Brunson taking a pay cut for? He works here. He needs to get his looks. Josh Hart, see, immediately just right back on the inbound to Brunson that time. No messing around. They've made the move to Neesmith on him. Neesmith to start the second half. He's flopping around. Offensive foul. They give it to Neesmith early. Neesmith, don't celebrate too much. They'd rather call you with the foul now than call it with you in the fourth quarter. So they've given it to you earlier in the game. Ayo. Pause. But I don't know if that's a celebration or if that's good or bad. Is that a tactical misstep, chat? You don't want him to have him bailed you out early in the game. Or like, oh, now we owe the Knicks one because we made a call there. So Neesmith wants him to review it. Are they going to review that? I mean, again, as much as it might be a real devastating, you know, type situation, it just seems like, oh, shout out to the new Mission Impossible chat. Very excited. But the Oilers go up 2-1? Hey, yo. The Oilers with more offensive zone times than the Stars. Even though the Stars were in a power play earlier. I was going to say, are the Stars any good? But this is the Western Conference Finals. So what are we doing, chat? Get in the mix. Do I know anything about hockey? No. It is what it is. I'm getting more into it. I'm warming up to the idea. I knew it'd be one of those things that I wouldn't be as thrilled to turn on at first, but once I turned it on, I knew it's like what you're not going to enjoy watching some playoff hockey. That's not going to be entertaining. You know, Western Conference Finals, again, maybe not the absolute 4 best teams, but close enough to a fair representation. And to be honest, I don't know if it wasn't just that we were talking about as a possibility. Like, you know, nothing was there. But 2-1, 19 shots on goal for Edmonton, chat. Dallas, get a little bit more pressure. Oh, is that a second goalie? Oh, no, chat. Hey, yo. That's not good. Commit to offense. Commit to scoring points. You got to make the comeback. 3-1 now. Right in the mix. Right in the middle. Very nice. Very comfy. Okay, chat. Who's this new documentary about? Oh, wait a second. It might just be a Nike commercial. You can never tell. Documentary or Nike commercial. That's a new segment we'll be doing during the next game, chat. Not tonight, obviously, but next game. Western Conference Finals Game 2. Will we doing that segment? It'll be real great. So what do we got here, chat? A review? We're waiting on a review? Hey, yo, we're spilling the energy drink while we're waiting on a review? I don't think we actually spilled. We barely have any left. But it is what it is. Barely have any energy drink left, chat. Hey, yo. Wait a second. I take that back. We don't have any of the energy drink left. It is what it is. We're bad at rationing. At least for right now. I guess we're not really rationing because there is another one in there. So it's just sort of a... It's... What do you call unlimited rations, chat? Just supplies, maybe? But, who knows? Brunson, here we go, chat. Here's the call. The push beforehand, they were getting a little kind of chippy. Oh, are they getting him on the trip afterwards? Is that what they're reviewing for potential something hostile earlier? Because he goes to step over him, obviously, and he kind of... waves him to the, brushes him to the side as he steps over him, but Brunson's still dribbling at that point. So I guess I don't know if they reviewed it in the break, but either way, just inbound Pacers ball. Nothing happened. No fouls or something off of that outside of the one that they called on Brunson. But let Turner cook the sidestep. Oh, chat. The midi right over Towns. Maybe you just got to start cooking Towns. Maybe you cook Towns because it's a thing to do, and because it may weaken the other portion of it as well. Maybe it messes with his defensive game. Maybe it messes with the rest of his offensive game. But just get in his head, get attacking him, get him tired. Hey, yo. Halliburton to Siakam, who... little quiet here to start the third. There we go, chat. Muscling in. What are we at with Siakam so far? Siakam, yeah, chat. 8 points. Come on, Siakam. Siakam's going to have to start cooking. I feel like he's got definite places he can take advantage of. So, oh, excuse me, chat. Maybe start using Siakam as the role guy, chat. Here we go. The screen and handler guy. A little two-man game. Back to Siakam. Josh Hart, chat, playing defense. Spinning. Siakam passes. Nembhard the layup. Great find by Siakam, chat. 5-point game. The patience in the post-up. You know there's a patience with him, chat, that just doesn't exist throughout, but... Oh, is it back to Siakam again? Is this Siakam takeover quarter? Third quarter, Siakam takeover quarter? However you want to label it. Oh, chat, the jump pass. The rare I change my mind in midair and have to bail out. Let me throw this away to somebody. The rare time it actually might be okay. But 3-1, 19 shots on goal to 13 for the Stars, chat. The Stars, come on. Keep up there. Just take a couple of Hail Marys. Just take a couple of... I was going to say just crank a couple, ayo, but... You know, chat, just driving range a couple. Just get a little distance on them. Right through the net from across the ice. Ice is not that far. You got it. Its ratios are, I think, better than basketball. I know you're going to put all the armor on and be like, well, actually, but that's not what we're talking about here. That's not really the point. I get it. It's sick, but it's pretty cool, the OG thing as well, too. I kind of like it like that. But, hey, yo, chat, what are we saying? But, 3-point game, New York. Third quarter. Some stoppages. We're hitting the review stoppages portion, chat, before we get to the fourth. I don't know if the refs are getting this mixed up or not. Wrong time of the game. It is what it is. No Jarris Walker. I saw James Johnson on one of those posts for, like, who do you actually want to win the title? Who's the veteran? I think James Johnson is definitely one of those guys that we do feel good for. But, AO chat, but I don't know where he falls in the NBA beloved, like, 12th man rankings. Because I don't know if he's going to get his jersey retired in Indiana. Maybe, you know, chat, hey, if he wins a title in Indiana, who knows? Maybe they just retire everybody's jersey. But it does feel like some guys, of course, larger than life at the franchise, can definitely make a honorable replacement. But Siakam, like we're saying as well, too, has room to be aggressive. I guess the Pacers in general just have more room to be aggressive. Halliburton's 7 for 14, but the team around him is kind of playing well, chat. Turner 6 for 9, Neesmith 3 for 3, Siakam 4 for 9, Nembhard 2 for 4, and the bench hasn't been great either. 1 for 4, 1 for 2, 1 for 3. Hey yo, chat. Hey yo. But yeah, that type of balance and that type of upside is what we saw from them in those Celtics series and since some of those earlier playoff games where they would still be leading the efficiency battles and there'd just be some turnovers, some other things that, you know, wouldn't quite line up for everything being okay. But yeah, it seems like not gonna be / whatever the opposite there is of that. So you got Thomas Bryant at 3.5, I think, here so far. Obi Toppin, 2 points, chat. Hasn't really got nothing. I mean, I wonder if almost, you know, Turner's been playing so well as well, too. But they could experiment with some of the faster stuff. Hey, yo. I don't know if we want to see, like, Obi Toppin at the 5 necessarily. But, again, with the maybe it's the Anunoby Robinson minutes. I don't know if it would still be Robinson on Anunoby at that point, or if they just have non-shooters out there that's going to make the rest of it less effective. So we'll see, chat. Turnovers not helping out the Knicks either. 8 turnovers to the Pacers 5 to start this so far, and they get the ball here right out of the timeout. Oh, slashing, chat. Slashing, cutting to 5. 77-72. Okay, it's Halliburton. Corner, Turner. Turner's playing for a contract, chat. We may need to look at the NBA playoffs, who has played / who is still playing for a contract. I guess I don't know if I just saw something about an extension as well, too. Maybe that's why I'm thinking about that. But either way, chat, he's every time seeing dollar signs every time one of these performances get crazy. Halliburton not liking the call, of course. You never expect him to like the call. Halliburton leads the league in not liking the calls, chat. It's, well, you know, we could make up the list, but it really honestly could just be Halliburton number 1. Especially when you consider getting drafted by the one team, good organization, good pieces around you. Seems like stuff is in place. Like, wouldn't necessarily be the right thing, I think. But here we go. Nemhard, the Nemhard Halliburton two-man game. The little weave across. Halliburton just right to the basket. Downhill, chat. Who cooked that one up? Was that Tibbs or Rick Brunson? Who do we give credit for? They're cooking with that one, chat. Cross screening. Modern NBA is cross screening. It's got to be something. It's got to be some variation of the three-point shooting, the pick and roll dominance that we've been seeing the last handful of years. Because not that I guess it has to change, but somebody's going to look to add something to it. Somebody's going to try to make it better. Somebody's going to lock some numbers, something that is going to say this is actually better than that. Do this instead. But either way, chat. Towns at the line here. Just under 6 left in the third quarter. So 80-74. And you've got Toppin in the game. I didn't see for who, but Neesmith is out. Toppin in the game for Matherin. Oh, wait. Sorry, chat. Matherin in the game for Toppin. Siakam in the game. Or Toppin, the other Jacob Toppin, back in the game. As well, too, chat. Let's see. Does he got the pick-in thing versus Oregon or not? Let's see here, chat. Towns, he takes his time to set up. It's not Giannis. It's getting close, 9-10. Oh, there we go, chat, he missed. Hey, I don't know if they were just trying to get space or how that works, but Neesmith, he's trying, chat. He's cooking. Oh, no. Step back, Matherin, playoff moment. Not able to get it to convert. It's Halliburton, the rebound, chat. Toppin for 3. Oh, Toppin wasn't blocked. The swoop in, another reverse. He had that reverse in round 1. Another swooping reverse layup right there, chat. The athleticism from Toppin on full display. It seems like his time to shine is now. I'm sure that the good teams have definitely, definitely helped in some way. In some ways, chat. But Halliburton for right now, anyways. Helping out the most. Hey, yo. Okay, chat. Here we go. The double screen. The downhill dribble off the behind the back. The step back on Brunson in the mid-range. Still nothing from Halliburton. 5 for 18, I guess, doesn't look bad on the box score. Again, it's some of those attacking shots that he's making that's keeping that percentage up. I don't know, some early rolls in their chat that we're missing. Keeping that percentage up as well. Like we're saying, I don't know how devastating it has to be. But if it's on... I mean, chat, I support the Roku, Pluto, Tubi universe as much as the next guy. So, I mean, I think that fits in perfect. But Halliburton at the free throw line. Up 3, chat. Brunson with 22 tonight. So, Brunson honestly can average and take as many... Chat, Brunson's one of the few players that can just literally take as many buckets as he wants throughout the course of the night. I'm not looking at the shot attempts. I'm not looking at the efficiency. I'm not looking at all that stuff. Just about in the moment, where the 3 is important, where the free throw is important, what were the vibes, what was important going into the game, just all that stuff, chat. But Miles McBride, they're trying to run that weave with Brunson and Deuce. Brunson trying to get his and one. Do they count it off of Matherin? Chat, poor Matherin. They have to be the sacrifice guy. Get the foul every time. He's not quite the star. He's a star enough to impact the game. Not quite star enough to get people to turn the TV off. Hey, yo, if the main player goes out, then TV's power down. Everybody's done. It is what it is. 4.5. Third quarter. Brunson with that free throw pushes it to 5. So the Pacers haven't necessarily, or the Knicks, either team, had a desperate situation so far early on. It's been competitive. Both teams have hung in there. The Pacers have had to fight back, but they're fully in this one, chat. Here we go. Halliburton the sidestep, and now he might start to cook. Now do you hear it sizzling, chat? He cuts to 2, 81 to 83, 4 minutes left here as Josh Hart crosses half court. But he's saving those tough backs for late in the game, chat. It's just what it is. Halliburton, he gets his exams in at the last minute. He finally hits these threes. It is what it is. Payne dribbling around. Payne, just get it back to ChatGPT Josh Hart. It's wonderful. But don't actually, but it would be nice, but don't actually. Okay, chat. Let's see here. Swinging it. Turner. Corner. It's our Pat Summerall bag. Wing. Fires. 3. Air ball. Jordan. Passes. Break. Transition. Okay, that's quite a few of them there, Chet. I think we're good to go. But the other transition 3, so now the pace starts to pick up a little bit. The real up and downness of the game starts to pick up a little bit. Not just the sort of quick-witted nature of some of the lines, some of the dialogue, chat. But yeah, Halliburton 3 for 9 from 3. Not the most comfortable spot, but you'd risk it for a potential thing. I mean, do you have to rent the whole thing out for yourself? Or is that just James Dolan putting a piano in Madison Square Garden or something like that type move? Like, I don't know. I don't know what the cost was for those type of things. I mean, I think, it's all out there. It's not a hidden ordeal. I think a promo for the locations was part of what they were doing. But let's see if he got a billion on that. I don't know, Chad. Doesn't quite look like it. I think it wasn't off the table. Was not off the table, though. Not some shabby bench numbers either, chat. To be honest, like we're saying, putting it in not too shabby. Hey, shabby. It wasn't me, shabby. Is that the right one? I don't know. Halliburton mic'd up for game 1. The star of the team, chat? What's he doing mic'd up? Isn't he trying to win the finals? Isn't he trying to get to the next round? And that is the thing with these two teams. Again, actively, their droughts have been so impressive. Like the Heat haven't, and both of them, their last was with LeBron, I guess. Ayo. But outside of LeBron, obviously the Cavs haven't been anything. And the Heat outside of LeBron and Wade, been kind of a tough thing as well, too. So, 4-point lead, I guess 3-point lead on the ESPN. Do we get free throws here? For the Pacers, is it McConnell attacking and aggressive? Getting his head down. Hey, there it is, chat. There's the foul. I think it's on Mitchell Robinson on Thomas Bryant in the interior on the offensive rebound. So Thomas Bryant's been putting in work, chat. He's up to his first rebound of the day. Hey, yo. It is what it is. Sometimes you just gotta live life a quarter mile at a time, I guess. See what happens. But in and out for 3, chat. Thomas Bryant. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. Halliburton. He goes to the bench now. So they're down 3 with 2 minutes left. Can they get him to... Are they going to put him back in with like 10.5 left in the third quarter? I mean, they might, chat. They really might. I don't know if that's a Kerr thing or what, but hey, it seems to be legit. It seems to be legit, and I don't know. I don't know why we wouldn't have heard from Kuminga at this point, but it's just an interesting situation, honestly. So, Towns, the post up. Oh, the double chat. McConnell, he's doubling everybody on that possession. Unfortunately, Deuce McBride able to get the mid-range to go. But shout out to McConnell's effort. 3 times he tried to hustle over and guard the person with the ball. Made his way all the way across the court. Is that Neesmith once again, chat? Is he still perfect on the night? I don't think it was perfect. Yeah, no, he's 2 for 4. He's 1 for 2, I guess. 1 for 3 when everything's ready. But, Toppin, McTowell, and Mather in chat. Check all the boxes for perfect site keys characters. So, I don't know what the guys got cooking up there, chat. But, underneath, ayo. Is that McConnell for 3? Or is that the board that we bought to get the shelves on is either mounted sideways or mounted sideways? He's strong, chat. Keeping it in that 4. Keeping it in that 5. Indiana, can you get the look, chat? Can you get the 1, the 2 buckets, the stop? That's all they need here in this 4th quarter. Halliburton with a clutch 3. We saw his clutchness at the end of the first half. Honestly, that clutch display, I don't know if that was him just, you know, that's his awesome move for the day, I guess. Or if that's just the casual thing and that's just missing it. Sound and color should be helping out, but it is what it is. You grow and you learn, you move on. Ayo, pause. It is what it is, like we're saying. But Campaign in his spot, chat. The weave with Robinson. Oh, the weave. The wizardly weave with the dribble moves. The spin. He's waiting for that last shot. He literally is giving nobody else to even get the offensive rebound. Oh, more fighting on the interior. Is that Thomas Bryant versus Mitchell Robinson versus Tony Bradley? Is Tony Bradley trying to get in on that? He might be trying to sub himself in. He just wants to talk. I don't know if he wants to actually fight. He just wants to talk. I agree, chat. That'd be fun. Just a version of it where it's all... I mean, yeah, ideal world, chat. Ayo. Where it's all fun. In games. Just having a good time. Hanging out. Simple stuff. Okay, whoever just shot that last shot off the inbound, unfortunately, is not able to get it to go. So here's a replay off the or is this off of the Towns? Siakam with the clean steal. Oh wait, did they call Siakam with the foul on the initial steal? It looked like a clean steal, so I just assumed they hadn't. Chat, Karl Anthony Towns, foul merchant. Does he get the label after that call, or is that the league is rigged? The league wants OKC versus New York. I would have thought it would have been Minnesota. I would have thought it would have been Anthony Edwards. And that, something along those lines. But I think, chat, they want it to be SGA and they want it to be the Thunder versus the Knicks. And they want the Knicks to be the New York market. To be at least the main team in the finals this year. And just see how that goes. Here we go. 10 free throws. Never smoother, chat. 4-point game. The 4th quarter is going to be monstrous. The 4th quarter is going to be monstrous. This is what we're here for, chat. Conference finals. We are here for moments like this that decide the conference finals MVPs. Is really what it is. History. The great, vast history of the Larry Bird Eastern Conference Finals MVP award. We're just waiting and tracking and counting down the days till we get to add somebody else into the list. So please remind us at ReminSam on Instagram, at ReminSam, at ReminSam Pod. The DMs are open. Please remind us, chat. Remind us. But Obi Toppin, OG Anunoby, Obi Anatobi, chat. I don't know what the actual name would be, but you can't really pronounce OB and OG together. You're still just kind of getting Goji at that point. It is what it is. Towns catches a quick potential break. So no Towns, no Brunson, chat. The final one-time Tom Thibodeau gets his guys a rest in the second half. The one take advantage of it moment on the bench that all of these stars have. Here comes Mitchell Robinson, pause. Here comes DeLon Wright. Here's the defensive group arriving to the team. Arriving to the floor. Ready for some action. Okay. 5 points, and McConnell can potentially hold for the last shot and make it a one-possession game with New York with the lead. So we've seen him with Mathurin get good looks. I could see him kind of defaulting to Mathurin in this situation as well, too. Okay, so... Oh, there's the offensive score, chat. 87 to 90. But you can still tell by the glow that it's not totally gone. But, I mean, pretty close, chat. And they kind of confirmed it, and like the first bad. But there is the third quarter down, chat. Knicks still surviving, still on top. Madison Square Garden, a little tense, maybe, but still feeling pretty good after Brunson is powering the team. So, quick break, and then fourth quarter underway. We'll see if the clutch player of the year can clutch it out here, chat, in the Eastern Conference Finals. Okay, here we go, chat. Jalen Brunson time. Officially, the fourth quarter. the clutch moments. If we get to the 5-point game scenario anyways, officially is when we will enter clutch time. But McConnell, Siakam right away. Anunoby forcing a tough three. We'll see if the Knicks defense steps up here in the fourth quarter a little bit more. And I guess maybe just the intensity of it continuing to lock in. It's definitely stood a little bit better here. Hey, yo, in the last couple of minutes. But Mathurin getting to the free throw line. Also another potential chance to prove himself here in fourth quarters in big moments in the Eastern Conference Finals. Of course, not available for him last year. Do they make it past the Celtics if they have Mathurin, chat? Is that a storyline that we should be rehashing? The Benedict Mathurin, what if? Maybe the Pacers win the title with Benedict Mathurin last year. Maybe they really would have been the best team in the East. But a chance to redeem themselves this year. At the free throw line right there. And he has now brought this team within 1 point. At least on the Sling TV feed, chat. So for Sling right now, we're at 11, 27, 26, 25. Brunson just scored, making it 92 to 89. So yeah, we're actually almost a full minute behind. This is about as bad as it's been, chat. This is pretty egregious. But either way, we're locked in. We're watching. It doesn't matter. We're just here to see what happens either way. So Mathurin driving. It's a Mathurin takeover, chat. No Halliburton here to start, so he is kind of their bucket getter in this lineup, of course. In Siakam, obviously. But he is successful starting the offense right now, getting points. Brunson, I mean, he's going to get his twos right back down the other way. Easy stuff. McConnell, the pull-up jumper. Oh, don't let McConnell try to get into the shot-making fest. We don't want that. McConnell, you're a playmaker. You're a defensive guy. Stay in your lane. Bridges. The drive. The bump. The midi. That's kind of his look, but good defense. That bump didn't really... Felt like it got the defender leaning backwards the way he wanted to, chat. McConnell gets a head start on the looping drive. Attack Brunson. Maybe at least get him in some foul trouble. There you go. Is that a foul on Brunson or Robinson? Brunson tried to attack, tried to get the block there, jumped on the block. So maybe, I don't know if you could foul him out at this point. What's Brunson's foul situation? Let me scroll down and look. Brunson is at 5 fouls. There we go, chat. Brunson is at 5 fouls with 10 minutes left, so let's attack Brunson here. He's also, 31 points, hasn't hit a 3 yet. 7 for 8 from the free throw lines, not too bad at this point. If they don't give him too many calls here in the fourth quarter. He is afforded maybe, 2 more calls is going to put him at 12. It's going to be pretty hefty, chat, for the day. He's kind of sitting right near the mark for the high end of it. But Towns as well, too. I mean, what an efficient performance from Towns, chat. 6 of 9, 3 for 4, 5 for 6. Getting to 20. And maybe him just not wanting to take him shots, not wanting to assert himself in that way. But either way, if you're going to reduce yourself to that type of scoring, you at least need to be efficient there. So he's keeping up his end of the bargain anyways. The pick and roll with McBride. And him at the top of the key is, of course, given a couple of these driving lanes availability as well, too. Anunoby with the step back dribble 3 between the legs. He thought Jason Tatum was playing defense on him for a second. He had to switch that one. Oh, Siakam. You got to take that 3. Towns with another defensive stop, chat. Towns has had some good defensive possessions in this game. He's been a stud. Anunoby backs in. Over the top of the defense. Timeout, Indiana. A fourth quarter burst to start. So, hey, pause. Anunoby up to 11. A sneaky 11, chat. Bridges at 14. Only 0 for 1 from 3. But A little offense defense here in this quarter is locking in, chat. Bridges. And I guess there was a couple. Oh, we were talking about this rivalry, chat. I forgot to mention a little bit more on some other rivalries that I was thinking about because, again, just the amount of times that these teams has faced each other, you know, especially in the playoffs alone, you could argue that this is really the best playoff rivalry. I think, especially between two franchises, because, you know, they have iconic moments, especially a large portion of their run being that 90s and into the early 2000s there, with a lot of the similar pieces and, you know, maybe a little bit more similar like on the Pacers side of things for some of the guys. But just again, in terms of that in the 2000s and now, that's a lot of different variations where this team has faced each other in the playoffs and in the highest moment of the playoffs as well too, in the peak levels, you know, conference championship when the stakes are, you know, getting at their greatest. And you think, of course, you know, for our era, the number one playoff matchup that you're going to think of for that constant year-to-year playoff stuff is, and it's incredible that's a finals matchup that you think of, but you think, of course, of LeBron and the Cavs versus Steph Curry and the Warriors. And I think we had 4, if I'm not mistaken, right? 4 total finals matchups between those teams. Obviously, different versions of it, and Durant enters and all the different stuff. But that's the first version you think of when you think of, okay, biggest playoff, again, for us anyways, for our generation, biggest playoff rivalries of all time. And then you would go historically, you'd probably start thinking Boston versus the Lakers. So how many times have the Boston and the Lakers actually played each other? And I guess they probably have sneaky played each other, especially if you're looking at the 2 that they played in the 2000s as well. That's really gonna, excuse me, chat, really gonna add to the total. I guess here, let me go to the finals page instead, because that's the one. Oh, are we back? Do we bring it back? Oh, let me get the computer, or the webcam back and launched here. Yeah, testing 1 2 3, chat. Uh-oh. Computer, don't freeze. There we go. We're back. Are we cooking? We're not frozen, but there we go. We are cooking now. We are fully back. So, for the actual finals itself, yeah. 1, 2 matchups at least, 08 and 10. And then, yeah, they wouldn't have played until the 80s at that point. So, 87, they played Lakers Pistons back-to-back years. 88 and 89. And then Lakers Celtics 85, Lakers Celtics 84, Lakers Sixers, Rockets Celtics. Oh, and then of course if we're thinking as well too, I mean, you know, there was NBA history back even into the 60s and 50s, chat. And they would have had, yeah, of course, some matchups. Multiple years, chat, there as well. And even back to the Minneapolis days. Do we dip into 47? The Philadelphia Warriors versus the Chicago Stags. What is that? So in the playoffs, they have played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They've played the Celtics in, you know, a good chunk of NBA history here. But again, you know, a different round of the playoffs, the finals. They've played at least 10 times in the NBA Finals. So that's just got to be up there for playoff matchups amounts in general. But then throwing the stakes on top of it, it may be like every extra game's worth like a half a game. So really that's like a 15-day sort of excursion ideal type thing. Because that's a lot of checklist stuff to try to cover there, chat. It is pretty crazy. But yeah, that would be one. I mean, you know, of course, looking at Celtics, Lakers there, you see the Sixers being in the mix, of course, in the 80s as a rival. I mean, Lakers Pistons a little bit of a rival as well, too. Lakers Sixers 1, 2, 3 matchups in the 80s, but not much else than that. And again, that's a West to East one as well, too. So I guess Boston versus Philly. We can take a look at that real quick and see maybe how many times they played. So they played in 80 to start the decade once, twice in 81. 82, they got away with not playing them. They only played Atlanta and Milwaukee, chat. Who was on the 82-83 Atlanta Hawks? Oh, we might have looked at this team before. Shout out. I don't know. Oh, the Knicks, chat, up by 9. We got to lock in Towns for 3. He got fouled from the 3-point line. 8:25 left. Has a chance to put the Knicks up double digits plus. Shout out to Carl Towns. Oh, wait a second. We're not going Hawk history here. Shout out Mike Fratello. They cleared the way for Mike Fratello in 82-83 to take over for this Celtics team. Washington, I don't know if 3-1 New York, Milwaukee, and then Los Angeles, like we're mentioning. So maybe just a couple early matchups there early. Oh, there we go. There's Philly again. 84-85. Nothing in 85. Maybe this is after the Moses Malone, Dr. J peak of the powers type stuff as well, too. And the decade starts to shift. And that team looks a little bit different. So them in the Sixers for the first half of the decade and them in the Pistons in the second half of the decade. And, you know, like you think Lakers Kings had a couple of good battles in there, but, you know, more a couple of good games, a couple of good moments, some fun stuff in a series or two, but nothing too crazy. So that's why the Wemby stuff is a little... I mean, it's obviously not weird because, again, like, obviously everybody wants Wembanyama. But it's like, why are we spotting this and doing the whole thing about this in the offseason or whatever? But, yeah, for the playoffs anyways, this is about as familiar as a franchise has ever been with each other in the franchises and about as much history, playoff history, that these franchises have had as well, too. Like, you know, I'm trying to think, even like Spurs, Mavs, Spurs, Rockets, like there's definite... hate, you know, the interstate hatred between those rivalries is definitely there, but I don't know if we have a ton of playoff matchups versus those teams. You know, a couple of very memorable ones, especially a team like Dallas might be a pretty successful. And yeah, they're not looking too bad here right now as well too. We should give them a shout. And in their matchup, like we're saying, against the Edmonton Oilers, chat, just a classic hockey showdown. But you got Miami versus, I guess, some of these teams in the mix as well, too, back in the day. Towns with the little spinning hook shot, chat. 106-92. This is where the snowball effect has started. At least we made it till the fourth quarter this time. The Pacers were in there a little bit better than the Minnesota Timberwolves were in the second half of that game versus the Thunder. The SmackDown is on its way by New York, not for the series, but at least for this game. They're on pace. It is definitely what it is looking like. But Halliburton, at one point, they'll get him off these inbounds, chat. Shorter shot clock. By the time they get it in, spin it around, it's like, oh, you know. I mean, if that's the idea. But Siakam falls to the floor. Probably a travel. Probably just got away with the travel there. I guess you can get away with the travel when you're down 14, 7.5 minutes left. The league says we need a competitive game. Anunoby, coast to coast. He lays it in. Carlisle, the timeout. Towns. Who's more excited right now, chat? Towns or the Knicks fans? The place is going absolutely crazy. The Eastern Conference Finals are back. The rivals, I mean, just the instant revenge as well, too, Chad. I mean, nothing is better in sports than just sweet sports revenge. I mean, you have, of course, speaking of these Eastern Conference teams, you have the LeBron Heat, of course, and what they were able to accomplish against San Antonio that one year in the finals. And then San Antonio just right back the next year, highly motivated, eyes set on the prize. Right through the league, right through the playoffs, right to the championship, revenge, right to the trophy room, business accomplished, chat. Like, that type of mentality, of course, is great. And I'm glad San Antonio had that mentality. I think that's obviously the mentality we needed at the time, and I think it's just really great, everything that he's brought to the table. But again, that's what I think. I think it's great everything that he's brought to the table. I guess I'm a fan. I'm a supporter. I think he's going to do a great job, and that is the one part where I would just need to know how he acts a little bit more. Just what is the, just continued familiarity, I guess. But 108-92 chat. 7 left in the fourth quarter. Looks like Knicks are going to be in a good spot to take game one. A little less drama in game ones of the Western and Eastern Conference Finals than we saw in game one of the semis for some of these rounds, because, of course, those started with the dramatic losses, dramatic people. The Pacers, or who did the Knicks were just playing? The Celtics, chat. Jesus. The Celtics giving up the big win in game one. Of course, a lot of high drama there. But the Knicks actually being out, like we're saying, being able to perform and being able to look like maybe a shorter-ish series was okay. Not necessarily, short with 6 games, but at least some of those games where, no Tatum, that last game maybe was a nice light mental game. Once you got there at a certain point, it was like, okay, I think we're just going to win this game. I think it's going to happen. I don't know if I, you got to get it from the seed every now and then when you get those kind of feelings, but then you get, of course, that's, you don't want eyeballs, attention, but, chat, 2-3, we're missing a high-level hockey game here. I mean, maybe playoff hockey is worth watching. I forget who we were talking to, but I don't even remember how it came up. We were just like, oh, well, playoff basketball. Maybe you don't even have to remember how you got there, chat. Just in the course of a conversation with somebody, I said playoff basketball. And they were like, oh, well, what about playoff hockey? So this is it right here. This is us giving it a chance. And this is playoff hockey delivering. Unbelievable. Dallas Wings delivering in the moment. I feel like Dallas Wings are a fun team as well, too. Like the Mavericks did, of course, go full Cowboys villain mode this offseason. If the Mavs weren't already villains-ish in the NBA, I don't think they necessarily were. They had maybe some guys that could be villainy characters. I don't know if the organization itself was, was it a villain organization? Maybe, chat, in some ways. But, as a character in the storylines of the NBA, was it a villain organization? I don't necessarily think so, but it kind of has become that now a little bit with Nico Harrison and the mix. And now they don't have the number 1 pick anymore. It's like, are we still a boring organization? We have the number 1 pick and the MVP. We have number 2 pick and the MVP in Jokic. I mean, that's pretty crazy, Chad. That's pretty crazy. I'm not saying obviously you have to do it. I'm just saying that you're obviously Godfather offering it there. There is quite a few pieces on the table to mull over. It is what it is. But too short, chat. Too short. Off the front of the rim. Oh, skip pass for no. TJ McConnell again passes on the 3. So the fans have had a couple of looks, chat. I feel like I don't know what they're setting themselves up for. I feel like maybe they think it's a training mission, but it's not. I think they may have rubber bullets instead of real bullets because nobody's actually hurt. Just lots of why you got rubber bullet marks on you. But no 3-pointer. Cat 14, 650. Don't get lazy, Cat. Don't start settling for bad threes. Ben Shepherd, chat. Oh, another short 3-pointer by Indiana. A lot of AO front rim tonight for the Pacers. I don't know if that's traveling. I don't know if that's the not kind of difficult series that they just had against Boston, even though it was kind of feisty at times, but not necessarily impossible that they would win, not impossible that they would lose, not impossible that good things would happen over there, of course. But Towns, 3, 11, 111, 4, 94, chat. 6 minutes and 15 seconds left. Nembhard steps back. Ooh. Maybe Nembhard take over in game 2 is what they're missing. Nembhard get into his scoring bag a little bit more. You see him, again, Halliburton's a great point guard-esque player. A great assisting player. But you see them want to use him, setting him up off the ball a little bit more. Maybe that's just bad use as well. We're not saying that's not a possibility. But his ability to run a team afterwards is very, very much in line, chat. But Josh Hart, is everybody going to be in this game for the fouls outside of Brunson? Hart with 3, Payne with 3, Anunoby with 3. Bridges can actually take some chances. Bridges, get up in these guys. Pause. Hey, yo. Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa. Just get aggressive with your defense is what we're saying. That's all. Just play some hustler mode defense as it all fills up. But let's just let it happen like it would normally happen, chat. Ayo, and just see where it goes from there, I guess. But another 3 from Siakam. Oh, chat. The Pacers, they won't give up. They're just right away every time, right back down, hit a 3. Go at Chopper. McBride, a chance to handle the team, chat. A chance to run the offense. Here we go. I guess, again, you still got Brunson working with his status of the 5 fouls and all the different stuff. McBride. Oh, is that a... The closed captioning covered up that shot. I think they got a foul on him there instead of a make. So that's clutch, chat. Who do we got bringing it up for the Oilers here? What's going to happen? What kind of formation is this? 4 guys. It's a 4-on-1, chat. Hey, yo. It's just surrounded by the 4 other players on the team. I don't know if that's to eliminate the effectiveness of the exit pass out of there / entry pass to the other offensive player. But, I mean, chat, a lost art for one. But not something that feels exclusive to best friends either. So, inbound Brunson. Bridges with the little fall away. Oh, chat. The Knicks are locked. The Knicks are hitting tough shots right now. Neesmith trying to respond with a 3. He's been good tonight, chat. Neesmith's been good tonight. 4 for 7, 3 for 4. So he's got 13. Siakam up to 16 is not bad. You don't necessarily want that on 16 field goal attempts, but it's not terrible. It means he's probably going to have a good game, a better game, and then like a, okay game after that. But Brunson, step back. Ben Shepherd on him, chat. They said we have run out of choices. We'll put Ben Shepherd on him to end game 1. Just see what happens. Halliburton for 3. Contesting the Anunoby 3, we should say. Anunoby not able to get it to go, but Towns with the spinning layup. Oh, who's on the ground, chat? Is that Neesmith? Neesmith is injured. Towns also limping up, so I don't know if there's a... Limping up? Ayo. I don't know if there's a collision. Oh, Thomas Bryant? It's not Halliburton, is it? Oh. Did he take an elbow or something? Maybe he got... Yeah, I think he got an elbow, chat. Or he's flopping. Oh, he's flopping. Thomas Bryant, I think you're getting called out, buddy. Let's check the replay. Oh, the double acting. He flopped, and then he didn't commit to the flop, so he had to recommit. You could have gotten away with it. It was kind of smooth, the first head tilt. The first sort of movement to go with the Tubi follow through is not bad. But yikes, chat. Unfortunately, he's going to send the guy to the line on a close call. So both of them, chat? Both of them? Halliburton? Maybe he's clutch too? So Ben Shepherd at least is going to get the run here to end. I guess you got to go with the potential 3-point shooting is maybe more what it is than just stop Brunson. But that's a part of it as well too. Brunson, the little bump, chat. Oh, a foul. That's a free throw merchant moment, chat. We need a drop. We need a free throw merchant sound effect to play in moments like this. 3:44 left. Ben Shepherd playing great defense. Brunson pump faking. Leading the league in pump fake, up fakes, shoulder fakes, overly dramatic shoulder fakes. Jalen Brunson is at historic levels, chat, of overly dramatic shoulder fakes. .334. Oh, it's 14, chat. Brunson with 42. This is turning into dominance. This is turning into a steady performance. This is turning into greatness by Brunson. Imagine if Carmelo Anthony was playing with Karl Anthony Towns, OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, Miles McBride, and Mitchell Robinson. How many wins would that team win, chat? How far would that team go in the playoffs? Could Melo have taken that team to the conference finals? I mean, we did see Melo go to the conference finals with a decent team. And again, not a team that had like another active All-NBA, another like, oh, this is a... Because now I guess you don't need the two All-NBA, the two top 10 level guys, but that is still sort of the model anyways. It's like, if we can have two of the best players in the league, we'll figure out the rest of the spot. Like, that just seems to be kind of the go-to confidence sort of team-building baseline is, you know, two bucket getters at the end of the games that can go toe-to-toe with anybody in the league. But, you know, to actually build that out in the team, though, and actually have that specific type of talent is the actual, you know, the actual thing, I guess. But here we go, chat. Final stretch. There's really... what's the win probability? Should we go win probability check here with 3.5? Just to see what the Pacers are up to? Just to see if they're going to play the historical card tonight, potentially? The historical comeback card. Pause. 99.6, chat. 14 points, 423. Offensive rebound, the most recent on the... Oh, Brunson, he misses the second free throw. Okay, here we go. We know there's a miss and an offensive rebound on the way, and we know there's also a 99% chance that they win. But if there is going to be the historic Pacers push, it's going to be now. Siakam. Oh, Ben Shepherd couldn't handle it. Toppin for three. He can't get it to go. Oh, Siakam can't get the tip. Siakam had the offensive rebound lined up there, chat. I don't know how that one didn't go in. Pause. It looked good to me. Oh, it's still Indiana's ball. Halliburton, can he dot up one of these guys? Here we go. Toppin. Towns. It's Nesmith, chat. Oh, Nesmith buries a three. 9-point game. 3 minutes left. Another quick three by Indiana that gets really interesting, but they need to make a stop. Ben Shepherd, chat. Are they going to switch? Are they going to let Brunson cook? They bring Toppin out. Toppin shows. Oh, Brunson creates space on the three, chat. He's deadly. He's unstoppable. He gets it to go. Halliburton to respond. Oh, it's pure. Halliburton negates the three-pointer right away. Get a stop, Indiana. Get a stop. Make it interesting for the NBA fans at home. Make it worth our time. Brunson, cook this man for three. Oh, there's a chance. He missed, chat. The Pacers are alive. 2 minutes left. Halliburton's going to take another quick shot. No, he's not. Shepherd, it's Nesmith. Nesmith for three, chat. The Pacers have stormed back. It's a 8-point game. Sorry, with less than 2 to go. 8 points. Brunson. We don't think... Is he Tatum? What's going to happen? He gives it up, chat. Tried to give it to Towns. Reset. Back to Hart. To Towns again for three. Top of the key. No good. No good. 90 seconds. The Pacers have a possession to make it to make the Knicks fans real nervous. Is Reggie Miller in the house? He is, chat. Halliburton, he's hunting that three. Great defense by Towns to stick with him. Hart with the foul on Siakam. It looked like Hart was going to lock him up with the baseline drive. But no, they call him for the foul. Nesmith, chat, the dagger. Nesmith been an annoying pacer to the Knicks fans for the entire, for this little mini 2-year rivalry that they've got going on now. Nesmith's been a guy. Chat, the Nesmith Anunoby Ayo combo is crazy, but Siakam gets the first free throw to go. So 7-6 with a minute 22 shots. Chat, this is a game. This is a normal basketball game almost. We're in definite clutch time. In Halliburton, can he take clutch player of the year? Does he win it like a belt, chat? Is it like a belt if he wins this game? He can steal it from Brunson. They have to change the basketball reference page. Unfortunately, as we say that, Halliburton misses the second free throw. It's still 7, so it's still an unreasonable 2 movies. It's just unfortunately not going to be maybe the Rocky one. The MJ one's pretty cool, obviously. But, we'll be okay. 58 seconds. A quick 3 by Siakam. Is that what they drop in the playbook? Another 3 by Nesmith. Nesmith cannot miss. Give it to Nesmith every time. Let Nesmith take a half quarter. I think the only one he has missed was that half quarter. It's a 7-point game. They can't get a stop. Is that a foul? Oh, they got lucky they didn't call a foul there. I thought they shoved Towns in the back, but another layup from Towns. Nesmith again for 3. Nesmith is Steph Curry. Wardell, Stephen Nesmith. Hey, yo, chat. 6-point game. 5-point game, sorry. 34 seconds. Thibodeau. Get control of your guys. Nesmith's the only one out here hitting a shot, and somehow nobody's guarding him. Where's the ice on Nesmith? Ice, ice, ice. Is Nesmith up to 45 points on the night, chat? This is some historic all-time stuff for our guy Nesmith. Look at him go, chat. Nesmith. Where's he at? 25 points. 7 for 8 from the 3-point line. And I think his only miss is that full quarter. So you have to say that he's basically been perfect. That one shouldn't even count. I think there's a push now for heaves to not count toward your 3-point percentage. And guess what? Aaron Nesmith would be perfect from 3 tonight. Only +2 in the game, but he's 25 points. It's really helping. His defense and his confidence is there to be able to at least try. So, Nembhard, a threat with 8 points, 3 assists. Halliburton with 27 and 8, chat. Balling out himself. 10 and 19, 4 from 11 for 3, 3 for 4 from 3-point line. Halliburton toward death and destruction, chat. It is what it is. But it's only 5. It's only 5. Hopefully the Knicks don't give it up too bad. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. 2 20-point performers, chat. You would have thought Siakam and Halliburton, obviously, but Nesmith. So foul game. Oh, turnover. Turnover. What just happened there? The Pacers are calling for review. It looked like the Knicks lost the pass there for a second. Anunoby couldn't handle it from Brunson. And they call a foul on Siakam for jumping for the loose ball. I guess the problem is Anunoby goes from going for a loose ball, to turning that immediately into a shot. So, is it the playing for the loose balls at the block? I mean, I think he might get a clean block on him. The problem is also going to be lower body as well, too. We're not a ref, chat. We're just not a ref. We're not going to be able to see it. So we're just going to have to rewatch Days of Thunder and have him tell us. That way we know. We only know who wins drives by who watched Daves and Thunder in our leaves, our circle. So, it hasn't been us, unfortunately, for recently. But Edmonton with the power play this time, chat. I don't think Edmonton's been in a power play yet. Dallas, though, has reclaimed the lead 4-3. So, I was not paying attention one bit when those goals happened. Apparently, for as exciting as the celebrations are, they can't get your attention if the Pacers are storming. If Neesmith is just hitting three-pointers, these hockey goals are going to go unnoticed. It's just what it is, chat. It's just what it is. So, at least the Pacers might cover. I don't know what the line was here for this one, chat. But at least they're... For the gamblers, 4.5? Uh-oh. We need one more bucket. If they get the one more bucket, it might actually be rigged. Close game throughout, entertaining comeback, pause. Both teams accomplish their goals. One covers, one wins. Everybody makes money. Everybody goes home smiling. The NBA players make a lot of money. The owners make a lot of money. The league makes a lot of money. Everybody just makes a lot of money, Chad. It is what it is. You hate to say it. It's an unspoken truth. But it is what it is. And now all of a sudden, of course, a major review as well, too, Chad. Not just like, oh, well, we got to review to see what happens because it's the fourth quarter of a game. We just review everything. It's actually, the Knicks are back in it. This is a potential determine the outcome of the game scenario. I don't know if it's that 10 out of 10 dramatic, but it's pretty close. It's getting there. You can see Zach Zarba getting rid of the sweat, chat. Busting up a little sweat hanky, pause. Making sure that he's looking right for when he does the TV announcement. But, that obviously means it's going to be a crazy announcement. Possession back to the Pacers, maybe. Is he going to survive the night when he gets booed? We'll see what the official call here is, chat. Down 5, 30 seconds. So there's a 5-second differential, basically, between the shot and game clock. You don't really have time for two possessions, of course. You just play it down. So you're going to have to get in the foul game at this point as well. Going to have to hope they miss. You're going to have to send Brunson back to the free throw line and hope that he misses. Oh, just make a decision, league. You have the script in front of you for this reason. If you're going to rig the league, this should be... this is maybe a sign that the league is rigged. The reviews are too long. The NBA doesn't actually know how long instant review should take. So they're just like, give it 7 minutes between instant review. But, we can go through it in a second, but I don't know, B-Chat. Just denied. Oh! Legal contact. There we go. He got game, chat. He got game. Another classic. Another great vehicle, but... but here we go. Pacers ball. They can play for the 3. They can play for the 2. They need either one. They need both, more like it. They have all the different variations of the technology to use. They could go in with something a little bit more powerful just in case, but what's the point? What's the point? Her amphibians can fight as well, too, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember the powers of the Infinity Stones, chat. Who knows? Is that in the manual? I don't remember. But what are we reviewing now, chat? This is still the same review? Zach Zarba, hurry it up. What are we doing? Zach Zarba will take his time to get it right, but take his time he will, chat. Ayo. Ayo, what are we doing here? Shout out to Freddie. Shout out to Bandana. 30 seconds, chat. Here we go. Miles McBride on the bench. No, chat. There's no way they keep reviewing this. There's just no way. Are we reviewing this for the TV sake? Yeah, okay, here we go. Finally, the inbound. Back to Halliburton to control the offense. Does he take the quick 3? You have to let Neesmith keep firing away. Neesmith! Is there a magnet in the basket, chat? What is happening? Neesmith has made everything here. It's a 2-point game with 22 seconds left. Neesmith, 28 points, 8 for 9 from the 3-point line. Has made every clutch three that they've needed to in the fourth quarter here. I mean, this is really one of the all-time great three-point shooting performances in conference finals history. I don't know what the list is off the top of the head, chat. But, I mean, you think conference finals history, 8 for 9, is got to be right up there last two rounds of the best performances that we've seen. Steph, Danny Green, chat, Klay Thompson. Name a guy. Name a guy. Now you get to name Aaron Neesmith. A real performance, chat. Halliburton, I mean, you see him immediately try to seek out the play for Neesmith. Neesmith wanted it. He was confident. He let it go right away, chat. At this point, I'm really subscribing to magnet theory. I really think that something is attracting the ball to the rim. Of course, it would be probably afterwards he's helping out Arkansas, not this year. So maybe it's not perfect comparison, chat. But now you set yourself up with Brunson. Basically, you get a stop, or you get free throws. It could still be a 4-point game, I guess. So you're still sketchy territory for playing the foul game and just running the clock down and getting a turnover. But you get him to miss a free throw, chat, and now you have a whole possession to potentially tie. Or just play defense here. Don't even worry about it. They almost lose the inbound. Brunson gets it back. Brunson slashes. Brunson gets it to Towns. Towns was dribbling it out, and they let it dribble out for a second. 14.3 seconds left. Wow, chat. New York, of course. New York cannot win this game undramatically. They cannot win this game in normal fashion. New York, the guy falls down. Josh Hart's stumbling all over the place, chat. Neesmith might be fouling him. Who's to say? But Shea is awesome. And Shea, that's hilarious that he got this and the social justice award. So shout out to him. Very wholesome, feel good energy about that type of stuff, chat, for sure. But 33 and 10 for our guy Towns, chat. Do we need to get this updated? Is that correct? I guess, yeah, we do have the Pacers here in front of us. What do we got for the Knicks? 37 for Brunson, 33 for Towns. You could argue their best playoff game together as a duo so far. The individual scoring performances, the stakes. Outside of the fact that Neesmith stormed back and made this a classic, they were pacing to control and win this game very convincingly. It's still a close game throughout, so they wouldn't have left anybody in, feeling bad, chat. You turn something on, you throw it on. You don't really think about it too much more than that. So, Rick Carlisle to the whiteboard, chat. To the drawing board. Let's see what he can cook up. He's got 13 seconds left in a 3-point deficit to try to get something to go here. Does he use the 3-point line against him sometime? Try to go thriller and get that and one again, maybe? Does he just go straight up and play for the 3? The 3 the old school way, chat? I remember back when you used to just get 3-point plays and thrillers and it would just be based on the player. It wouldn't be based on the video game. But sometimes you're like, wait a second, Brunson's having a really good crossover week. His crossover rankings all of a sudden just crazy through the roof right now. Well, I guess we got to play with Jalen Brunson. But, I mean, a lot of his ratings are obviously always through the roof, chat. It is what it is. He's a special character, special guy. Shout out. Tibbs setting his team up for success, chat, in the last 13 seconds. Basically saying, you fools, we had this game won. What are you doing? We've got to ice it out. Ice it out. Ice. Ice. Oh, another goal for the Dallas Stars, chat. 5-3. The Dallas Stars with 4 minutes left are pulling away. Oh, no. Great color C wave as well, too. The green sort of crowd. Is Neesmith. There's no way he doesn't take that three-pointer. Anunoby strips him. The foul is on the floor, though. I mean, he's definitely going to... The problem is Neesmith is going to rush any three-pointer he gets. He's not going to settle in. He's not going to take a look. You don't even know if he knows how to really create a look. I mean, obviously he can, but can he create a look for himself in a real way? If he needs to here, is he going to have to play off that screen, off that catch and shoot, that dribble handoff? It is what it is, chat. Oh, he is going to the line. So are they in the bonus? Is it two shots and then the Knicks get the ball, so they will have to foul again? Oh, they're saying maybe Neesmith out of bounds in that last possession. So maybe it's a good thing that he didn't get the three as well, too, just for the karma's sake of it. You got to make sure that Karmastay isn't some other guy, chat. But let's see here. Neesmith. This one won't put it away, but it makes it a... Well, I guess they're down, chat. 1-point game. Brunson. Oh, a dangerous pass back into the midcourt. Anunoby secures it. There was definitely an opportunity for the Pacers to steal that if they had been there, chat. And then they are looking at an easy bucket with 7 seconds left. Wow, what a dangerous pass by Brunson, chat. Normally you don't see him just throwing a bounce pass into the middle of the field, into the middle of the court. But he gets away with it. Dapping up Walt Frazier on the sideline. Always the coolest man in the stadium. The aura, chat, it's crazy. I can't even contain myself between Walt and Jalen Brunson. I mean, geez, chat. Holy cow. 2 basketball legends. What are we talking about here? So, we will get a couple of Anunoby free throws. It could potentially be another 3-point game with 7 seconds left. So then the Knicks, of course, becoming that they could foul before the Pacers get the shot off and force the 2 free throws. Anunoby misses the first free throw. 7.3 seconds. It's not even the fact that this is where it starts, chat. This is what has been happening. The Knicks have been collapsing. The Pacers have been storming back. And this could be the pinnacle of it, chat. Is this the pinnacle of the collapse? Anunoby for 3. He gets it to go. No timeouts for Indiana. They're going to have to move. Halliburton. He crosses over. He gets inside. He stumbles. He backs up for 3. Reggie Miller style. Oh, off the back of the rim. It rolls in. It rolls in. Halliburton got the bounce. Reggie Miller style. They're giving him 2 on the scoreboard. He backed up like he wanted a 3. Was his foot on the line? Because that means overtime if it is. Overtime if it's on the line. If not, chat, his foot is on the line. Overtime. The Knicks stay alive. The Knicks are alive, chat. I know the Pacers are alive by making the shot, but the Pacers buried the Knicks, buried the Pacers. The Pacers buried the Knicks. Now the Knicks have a chance to bury the Pacers again in overtime. This is perfect for the series, chat. This is perfect for the series. Chaos multiple times. We don't know the winner. Somebody we checked, they had a 99.6% chance of winning, and now all of a sudden we're in overtime. I mean, chat, the Eastern Conference Finals, the Knicks-Pacers drama continues. Overtime is next. Wow, chat, the game continues. The game continues at 125 apiece. I don't even know who this favors, to be honest. Who does this favor? I honestly think because of the emotion, it may favor the Knicks right now. Do the Pacers think that they've won the game? You know, I guess at this point they don't, obviously, but they have to sort of reel themselves back in. They've celebrated. Halliburton's done a couple of, sort of like, do we want to go back into the game after celebrating like that? Sort of type things to the Knicks. The choke, the Reggie Miller choke, you know? Now the Knicks are fired up a little bit. Brunson, you can't let Halliburton do the Reggie Miller celebration again in the Garden and then let him win in overtime. He can't do it before pause. If he had actually got that shot and that was a 3-foot not on the line, it would have been totally appropriate. I get going for it in the moment. But, we got to also just, if we're going to sample some of these celebrations from back in the day, that's not the worst thing in the world. But some new celebrations would be nice as well, too. You got to have a little bit of both, chat. A little bit of both is not necessarily the worst thing in the world. We need some originality in our celebrations and our, expression in the game as well. But you gotta pay homage to the legends, of course. So Reggie Miller, the Pacers Knicks showdowns is iconic celebration. If you hit a game winner in the playoffs, game one, after that type of comeback, of course it is well deserved. But Neesmith, chat, 30 points, his 3-point barrage at the end of the game is what has led to this moment. And Halliburton, unbelievable move to, I get ultimately at the end of the day, it doesn't work out, his foot was still on the line. But to at least back out and attempt the 3-pointer is pretty crazy, chat. Pretty crazy. So, I don't even know if we check live lines, we see who's favored. But, it's 0-0 basically if you're a head coach. So that's what it feels like right now. It feels like we're starting fresh. It feels like both teams have momentum and don't going into overtime. Both teams are fired up, feeling good. Both teams are like, what just happened? How are we in overtime? So now we get the cross side-by-side comparison. Halliburton to Reggie Miller. Comparing the celebrations. But this game's not over, chat. The Knicks Brunson might be able to hit it back with the choke if he hits a game winner here later in overtime. Maybe overtime number 2. Who knows? 17-6 run in the last 3 minutes is what tied it up. Unbelievable job by the Knicks to take a page out of the Boston Celtics playbook there and give up that lead. Bridges stumbling, chat. Josh Hart falling away. The Pacers defense. Have they locked in? Do the Pacers have the momentum? Halliburton can settle it down here. The screen. Turner gets the 3. He passes it up. The midi. Oh, chat. He's a little off balance. A little indecisive on when he wanted to pull up there. Not able to get it to go. Halliburton maybe looked to create a shot as well, too, where, once again, under 5-minute mark, you'd be creating for yourself in regulation. We could see yourself in a regulation needing the services as well too. So still tied. Nobody scored initially to start. May take a free throw or something to get scoring underway. The physicality, the nerves, the refs. It could be a 6-8 fourth quarter, or overtime. It could be a physical, low-scoring overtime. It could be one of these teams goes on a run. Towns over the top of Turner, chat. Can Towns swing the game in overtime? Give it back to the Knicks. Close the game out for the Knicks. These fans have been waiting all this time for the Eastern Conference Finals to return. Don't break their hearts again, chat. Again, the Pacers fans, yes, they'd be sad, but they're the underdog. They're on the road. It's game 1. They were down by a lot, so you feel valiant about the effort that you've made to get back in this game and force overtime. But the basketball world, the Knicks the Knicks got to win this one. Up by 4. 3 minutes left. Just don't let Neesmith get a 3 and you're golden. Oh, Turner loses the dribble. Bridges ahead to Brunson. Brunson the layup. Blocked by Turner. It's not that kind of block by you-know-who type shot, chat, but great chase down. Nembhard for 3. The Pacers can be as clutch as the rest of them, chat. Right when you think either team is about to pull away a little bit. Right when you think that it swung the other way. 240, less than 245 left, chat. And it's still a 1-point game. There's still no obvious answer. Oh, the review, chat. Oh, it might be off the glass. The Brunson finger roll layup might be off the glass. Oh, well, we'll have to be back when everything else is on sale. Okay, we'll see how it goes. McBride, hard setting up the offense, initiating for Brunson. Let's get Brunson off the ball, moving into the something. Nesmith with the turnover. Nesmith wreaking havoc on both sides of the court, chat. In all quarters of the game. First, second, fourth, overtime, offense, defense, it doesn't matter. The man is being impactful, and it's kind of Miles Turner standing his ground on the switch, forcing the loose dribble. Is unlike Brunson, chat. So, jump ball situation, under 2.5. It's still feeling like either team could get the win here, chat. I feel confident in Halliburton, too. Halliburton has arrived. Brunson has arrived. Halliburton has arrived. Obi Toppin gets it in bounds. The Pacers ball. They can take the lead with 2 minutes left. If it's Nesmith, it'll be a 3. Nembhard drives. Nembhard lays it in. The Pacers have 130 points. The Celtics have 129. Their first lead in 2 quarters. Toppin with the steal. Toppin to Nesmith. Toppin. Nesmith drives. Nesmith blows the layup. Oh, Nesmith's been perfect up until the layup at the very end of the game. Oh, Nesmith, you got to make the layup, buddy. You can't go 8 for 9 on the heat check threes and then miss the layup in overtime. Is that a foul as well on this end? Sending Brunson to the free throw line. You're down up by 1. You're going to get Brunson some free points? Nesmith, he gets the cross. He stays in front. He uses his body. I mean, he's going to bump Brunson as well, too. So it just depends on whether or not the refs let him get away with it, essentially, is the rule. So Brunson with the chance to take the lead. Back up by 1. Maybe intentionally miss and get the offensive rebound, your own putback, chat. How realistic is that? Can we run the odds for ChatGPT? What happens if Jalen Brunson misses his own free throw? Maybe self-destruction, chat. 9 for 11 from the free throw line so far tonight. 5 assists as well, too. And he gets them both to go, chat. 1-point game, minute 44. Nembhard at point right now. Running that little, maybe get Halliburton. No, they just have Halliburton in the corner the whole possession, chat. It's out of bounds. Siakam was in there for the offensive rebound, but it looked like it got knocked off a Knicks player. Ayo. So in the closing minutes of the game, in the biggest stretch of the playoff run so far for the Celtics, he's closing the court with Derek White over Derek Brunson, or Jared, why am I thinking Derek Brunson? Dylan Brunson, Ayo. Tyrese Halliburton gets inside. Another 1-point lead. Who can get a stop now, chat, is the question. Who can get a stop? Brunson a score here. I feel like a score and a stop wins. Oh, not another foul. Not another foul. I mean, I guess the man is getting tripped. I guess the man is getting, hit across the face, getting fouled in the drives. But nobody gets tripped more than Brunson either, chat. Brunson, work on your balance a little bit more. Don't get tripped. Oh, Nesmith steps on his foot, chat. Brunson falls down. There's nothing you can do about that, of course. But because Brunson foul baits, it's going to look like it. We're not going to give him the benefit of the doubt of, oh, the other player must have stepped on your foot there because he just randomly fell down. That's how you know you're foul baiting, chat. You're like, oh well, it's that color. I gotta stick to the color, I guess. But hey, yo, a 40 piece for Brunson, 40 points, 5 assists, 11 for 13 from the free throw line, efficient field goal percentage, as well too, as Brunson is known to do historically in his playoff career. 1 point lead for the Knicks. So, continuing initiating with Nembhard, get Halliburton off the ball, have him start off and set a screen for Nembhard, swing it all the way back around to Halliburton, the fly-by three. Oh, Halliburton missed! Toppin with the slam. They're trading twos and fouls right now. It's staying a 1 point lead for the Pacers. They can't break the cycle. My guess is Brunson's going to get free throws 15 and 16 here. After he takes Nesmith off the dribble. Oh, he just cooks him, chat. He just cooks him. Completely turned him around. Does not know. Nesmith had no idea where Brunson was going. No idea. Nesmith might have fouled out just because he got crossed over so bad. I don't even know what happened. He don't even know where he's going. Oh, Halliburton, the sweet dime to a cutting Nembhard. Chat, we've got stars going back and forth. Star players in the making, chat. It's happening tonight. Halliburton's got 31 and 11 on 4 for 12 from 3. Brunson's got 43, 5, 7 turnovers. Don't worry about that, chat. 43 points, 5 assists. The efficiency has been there. Halliburton, the efficiency has been there. If Halliburton, you know, the host that's with you won't, or should be able to get you tomorrow, I imagine. Might just be me as well too, but you'll never know. You can find out. So you got McConnell, Bryant, Toppin, Mathurin. Yeah. So 1v1. Brunson almost got Nesmith turned or almost got him tripping there, chat. Almost got him on the ground. If Nesmith had continued his backpedal, he probably would have. So he just like, hey, I'll just let Brunson get the drive. It's either Brunson's going to get this drive anyways. Do I want to be falling down to the highlight or just getting just, you know, that, oh, he got me on the step, the drive-by, the give up on the layup. That'll get you good, chat. Pause. Weight shifting the wrong way. Off at Nesmith. 3 or 4. Fire the corner real quick. Bang, bang, bang. Easy money, I guess. But 26, New York down 1. Here we go. Towns pushed out by Toppin to the edge, chat. To Bridges, back to Brunson. It's out of bounds. They're claiming it's still the Knicks ball, but Nembhard wants him to review it. Is Carlisle going to take the opportunity to review it? Chalamet wants a timeout. I don't know why Chalamet wants a timeout. If they review it in favor of Indiana and flip it back, I mean, that timeout does the Knicks no good. So Chalamet, don't cost your team a review here. I don't know why you're signaling for a timeout, but it does look like it might be off of Brunson. It might be off of Brunson's hands. Maybe just the angle. It looks like Nembhard probably would have gotten a fingertip on that. And it looked like it would have changed the direction. Oh, he may have changed it. Ah! He may have actually changed the trajectory, chat. We need one more angle. Is there an overhead angle? Because we can't tell the depth of field for... Hey, yo, which hand is on it first? Hey, yo, chat. It is what it is, but that's the questions you just have to ask in a review sometimes. Those are the things that need to be discussed in Secaucus. Whose hand was on it first? Hey, yo, Secaucus? They're talking about whose hand was on it first in Secaucus? That's kind of crazy, chat. Not something you think about a lot when it comes to NBA reviews, but it is usually a lot of what is happening. A lot of the times. Oh, this could be a good look, chat. The overhead. No, not even. Slow it down. Slow motion. Full speed. It's 2025. 2 good looks at it. Super framed. Super speed frame. Whatever. And then you should be good to go. You don't even need more than that. Oh, it is off of... They both did make contact with it, chat. Nembhard did tip it out as well. But it does look like it rolls off of Brunson's finger there last minute. Maybe you just, again, if you look at everybody's face in the lineup, I could see Brunson having a guilty face. If he's still whatever. I guess we don't have to get in the details of it. But 1 point deficit, 20 seconds, chat. Did they put time back on the clock? They might have put time back on the clock. Brunson, war hero. Life in Miami, chat. Very fun. Hell or high water. Obi Toppin, chat. Slams it in. 3-point lead now for the Pacers. Ayo, a full 3-pointer in front. 15 seconds left. Nembhard, the nice find. Nembhard just doing a great job point guarding the offense here at the late, chat. Tyrese Halliburton moving into more of a 2-guard role. Scoring off the ball, the 3-point shooting, the creating, attacking. But it's been Nembhard kind of orchestrating the passes and getting the guys set up and trying to get everything in their right spot. Toppin with the little swoop in for the 2-pointer. I guess if that counts. So I don't know, is there a free throw here for Toppin or just a timeout for the Knicks? I think just the Knicks using their last time out of the game with 15.3 left, down 3. Drawing up a couple of plays, settling themselves down. But this is basically it for the Knicks, who now all of a sudden, like they themselves in Boston, chat, they're on verge of just randomly dropping this game 1 and being like, wait, what happened? We had the lead. There's no way we should have lost this, but we had the lead. Good overall numbers as well, too. 50% from the field for Indiana, 40% from the field for the Pacers, 50% from the field for the Knicks, 32% from the field for the Knicks, or 32% from 3 for the Knicks. So that really has been the separating factor there, chat. The Pacers' offensive efficiency has been, a big key to the powering through the playoffs. And them just constantly being a 50-40 team in that range. Brunson, the crossover on Nembhard. The step back 3, chat. He fires way off. Hart back out to Towns. Towns gets a clean look off the front of the rim. No good. Another loose ball, chat. Oh! Bridges had a chance to throw another rebound back out to the perimeter, but he just lost the handle. I think it's going to be Pacers ball. Brunson did create a little space on the step back, but unfortunately not enough to be able to get it to go, chat. And again, the 3-point percentage not in favor for the Knicks there. So 0.2 seconds left. Is there even any... There's no point in reviewing. You can't get a shot off. So, who even cares who inbounds it? It doesn't matter, chat. But anyways, there we go, chat. We decided to pop out for Eastern Conference Finals Game 1. You got to stay live with the REMINGTOM pod because we're here following the NBA action, chat. We're here with the games. We're here hanging out. We're here having a good time. And we're here for more than just the NBA games as well, too. You guys know that. We're having fun with all kinds of stuff. So make sure you guys are locked in. Follow us here at the REMINGTOM YouTube to catch the live streams. The live streams, of course, go up on the podcast platforms a little bit later as well, too. So they're archived in that format if you guys need to consume them in that way. Towns, was he on the verge of tears, crying? I mean, emotional game. It's game 1, though. You've been in the Western Conference Finals before. I think you'll be okay. Next game is at home still. You'll be fine. But, yeah, also, if you guys want to send us a message, DM us at REMINGTOM over on Instagram as well. The messages are open there. We love hearing from you guys. We love the communication. It is a lot of fun. and hopefully, a lot of fun for everybody involved. But not a lot of fun for Knicks fans tonight, chat. 138 to 135 looks like it's going to be our final score. The ball is inbounded. The buzzer has sounded. And the Pacers have taken game one, chat. Pacers Thunder is the matchup we're staring down after one game. Hey, yo. The Knicks, they played well tonight, but this is just how the Pacers are going to win these games, chat. They don't this team at any point. So, yeah, we'll be back, chat. Stay tuned. Like I said, we're here following the playoffs, the remainder of the NBA schedule as it winds down. We just chat. We have to enjoy every game before we hit the summer league. Hey, yo, what's summer league here? It's like, yeah, remember good basketball games? Like that 138 to 135 playoff game, Knicks versus Pacers. Moments like this, chat. Moments like this. Halliburton, the bounce in buzzer beater. All-time stuff. Great stuff. Pacers fans, once again, heartbreaking the Knicks fans' hearts, I guess. But, yeah, we'll be back, chat. More playoffs to come. We'll see you later.